Hello, hello. Thanks for waiting for me. It was pretty funny. Right when I was about to go live at 3:30, the compressor starts across the way because they're doing like upgrades to the place across the way because they want to sell it. And hi, Karen. Hi, Willow. Or did Willow leave? Hello, hello. So it's been putting like siding on the side of the mobile home. So it's that like nail gun, like over and over and over and over and over with the compressor. And I'm like, so all my windows are, shit. That's not usually there. I just filled this up with dark chocolate covered raisins and I just filled it. Hold on. I'll be right back. Well, I can still talk. You could probably hear me. So anyway, I had to go around and shut, like, all the windows were open. My door was open even. So, because I don't have a dog anymore. So the cats can, it's actually, I just cleaned, so it's not dirty. I mean, there's cat hair on everything. It's impossible to get away from it. So the door was open, the windows were all open, and yeah. So I had to go around. I'm like, oh, well, this isn't going to work because it's just the compressor is super loud. It's like, you know, that noise, and then the gun. I was like, oh, I don't like hearing that after 5 minutes when I'm not going to be live. So I definitely didn't want it on now, or to want to hear it now. I do still have my biggest window open, but it's faced completely it's like that way, and he's behind me, so it won't pick up on the noise as much, I don't think. So anyway, that's why I was late. Oh, goodness gracious. How are you guys? How are we doing today? Today's Friday, the 16th of July. It is, let's look at our moon for a second. I was going to say, I know it's the 50, we're at the 50%. So we're at 44.5% for our moon. So we're going to be crossing that threshold into the 50% come tomorrow. So overnight, we're going to be at 50% with our moon. And that's always, to me, really interesting energy because it just feels like, you know, you've got that balance. And it's also, interestingly enough, right when we're ending our Stargate. So it's going to really be helpful to like have a smooth transition and landing and not feel like the typical kind of heavy, tired, jet lagged feeling that we feel at the end of a Stargate. Welcome everybody who comes in. I'm going to go ahead and pin a message. Well, my description says everything. I think it's pretty thorough. It took me freaking long enough to put it together and write it. I'm like, good Lord, I didn't know I was getting into all of this. But hopefully there's enough information there for people who, you know me and don't know me. And I was guided to do these readings today. I'm going to move this thing. I forgot it was there. It's so freaking stiff. Hold on one second. I got to move this thing. It's to hold my phone when I need to be hands-free, but it's like right on top of my crystals as well because I had to move it. Okay, so anyway, so today is going to be a getting into the archetypes and the crystal medicine oracle. And I was guided to ask for a $5 donation or minimum donation. So if people want to donate more, you can donate $6. You can donate $1 million if you want. You know, sky's the limit, people. I'm not, you know, it's like that's the minimum, but it's not like that's the maximum either. My guides are like, be clear. Don't limit yourself. I'm like, okay. So anyhow, that is on there. So for those of you who would like a reading, we're going to get into one of the archetype cards and one of the crystal medicine cards, and either get your question answered, or just get your messages that are meant for you that you need to hear right now that your spirit tribe wants you to know. I like those a lot because it's like everything, it's like open. But it's, it's up to you guys. So, however, if people don't want to do that and people aren't coming in, then I'm not going to hang out for long, So, that's going to be the way. Unless I get like interaction and conversation going. I am here to do readings. And tell me how my sound is. I took off the thingy, whatever that thing is called, because it just attracts hair, and Little Bear likes to jump up here, as you guys have seen. And she sheds so much. She sheds for 5 cats. And luckily I have like 5 cats who don't shed at all, or barely, because this cat, she's unbelievable. She looks like black, but all her, like, she's basically black tipped with white hair. And, okay, cool. And anyway, it's just white hair everywhere, and it just sticks to the mic, and I'll be talking and it'll just like be super distracting. And I try to put the other one on, the flat thing. There's like those, it's like the round one and then the flat one. And that I'd never used since I got this mic, and I put it on. It lasted like 10 seconds because it's this big thing, like this big in my face. I'm just like, oh, hell no, that's not going to work. So I'm like, do I really need a cover for the mic? I don't know that I do, so hopefully it's cool the way it is, because I'm not dealing with this big thing in my face that attracts cat hair, especially when the one wants to, she gets like up on it. I'm like, I try to get out of the way, but you'll probably see if we stay on. Yeah, she sheds so freaking much. I don't understand why. Like, her brother barely sheds at all. Her mother barely sheds at all. Her sister's kind of, it's a little bit more, but she is like unbelievable. She's like the most unique of them all, I think. She's the black tabby. So you look at her and she just looks black, but in light, you'll see she has full on tabby stripes, and she has a white undercoat, and she's named Little Bear for a reason. I think this is her first incarnation as a cat, and she's totally a bear. She's such a bear. Like, from the time she was little, she even looked like a little bear. That's why I named her Little Bear, because she looked like a bear. There was like kittens, and then this one that was like, what is this little bear thing we've got going on here? And that's exactly what she is. And demanding it is all get out. Anyhow. So she destroys my mic, and it drives me insane. Because I'll just be talking to somebody, and I'm just like, and I'm like, I'm listening, I swear. I'm just like pulling on this thing. So frustrating. Oh my God. It is pretty funny. It is pretty funny. Okay, so I'm going to play some kalimba. I'm really glad to be... Oh, look at that. It's 3:45. 3:45. A little bit ago on my stove, it was 4:44. I'm guided to not have that as like the right time, so I can just get a variety of numbers. Excuse me. So it was 4:44, like right as I was heating up my tea before I sat down here. And I just saw 345. Any numbers you guys have been seeing a lot lately? And I'm going to stay on here for another like 15 minutes. Unless people come in and want a reading. If people come in and want a reading, then I'll stay, obviously. But if they don't, then I'm going to go. So just FYI. But while we're here, tell me, have there been any numbers that you've been seeing recently? You've been seeing 444 a lot? Oh, really? Oh, interesting. And you know what that means? The 4. We have 4 people in the room, it looks like. Do you know what the 4s mean? 4 is a lot. I've been seeing 1, 2, 3s or 23 or 23s, 3s, 2s. I looked at a video the other day on YouTube, and the amount of 2s going on that like page on your phone where it's like the time, the number of views, like the episode, if it's an episode, comments, like there's so many numbers that are on like a YouTube page. And it was like almost all 2s. I was like, holy shit. Can I be seeing any more 2s in one just little thing? And then 23's big time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 23, 4s, 38s, like I wish I had $1 for every 38 I saw, which is 11. And a really big like 38 or 138 is a really a true, like you're exactly where you need to be. It's a very much that kind of that number. And I see it, I've been seeing it so much lately, and it's great, and it makes me feel really good. But it's sometimes, you ever see numbers so much, you're just like, whew, it's a lot. It's a lot sometimes. Oh my goodness gracious, Joanne, Sacred Scribes. You have to read about it. Yeah, 4s mean that your angels are with you. And you're connected to angels, and it's just all about angel messages and angels being with you and your guardian angel, whatever you may actually feel in the moment, but it's pretty much about being spiritually connected to your angelics, to archangels. Like 3s are ascended masters, but most specifically Jesus. That's 3s. So if you see especially triple 3s or just a lot of 3s, those are like the sideways hearts, and Jesus loves hearts. If you've been around for a minute with me, he's talked about hearts in the channelings that I've done for him several times. And he's made it known to people that he puts things that are shaped like hearts around us to let us know that we're loved and that we have guidance with us. So that's really cool. 5s mean change, means be open to change, means open your heart, change is coming, transitions, sometimes tests, challenges, things like that. You keep hearing your angels and you're like, well, I'm not surprised since you're seeing fours a lot. That doesn't surprise me. Ringing noises and finding pennies. Yes, that's a really big one. Pennies, nickels, dimes, but pennies typically. And, it's a really big gesture. And it's a really big deal to just find random change. I find it all over my floor. And I'm like, I don't drop this. You guys are doing this. And I hear, ha, 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 ha. Making me pick up my own money. And they laugh. They're like, we're just, saying, hey. I'm like, all right. Because it'll just be like, I didn't even touch my wallet or whatever, and there wasn't change there. And then there is. And it's just funny. Or feathers in places where there weren't, it wasn't before. I have so many feathers. I guess I find so many feathers. But definitely, the numbers are a language of its own, activations of their own, and grades of complexity and light code activations, like soul, what I call soul map activations, where it's like we each have like certain chambers and files of information that's meant to be unlocked at specific time when there's just a combination of things that need to happen for that to go down. Typically, though, the two main components is your readiness, your frequency, timelines, and things like this. And so you'll be activated through different times of the month, especially specifically stargates, and then full moons, new moons, and any other type of events. And with that, there's, I guess you can say, like a combination that goes down, and then it's like the files get released, and then we can access information. And it's not like we're necessarily very conscious of it. We'll be working on different things or having different realizations, remembrances, things like that. And then they will be connected. But sometimes we're not aware of it, and things just come up in future timelines, and we're just kind of further activated. And it's just a process that continues and continues and continues, that sort of thing. So, when we let the sunlight in. Hello. What's my opinion on reincarnation? You mean, like, is it a thing? Most definitely. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. We definitely get incarnated, not only here, but other places, and depending on what type of soul we are, depends on that as well. Some of us will be kind of concentrated to different places or star systems or types of incarnations for different and various reasons. That is just, there's a lot that goes on there. And they're not really past lives, or they're really, because time isn't linear. It's more like a web of time, and it's more stacked than it is. It's more like a hotel building or a skyscraper instead of like, a strip mall. So it's layered, and as such we can access those different, like kind of slice into time and access these different lifetimes. So it's like there, I mean, we say past lives because it's difficult to be in a conscious level and tap into the different lifetimes that are we are living. So from this perspective, we need to astral travel and get into meditation and really, you know, typically go there. Once we do that a few times and really begin to understand and connect, download, heal, send healing up and down and through the timelines and so on and so forth, that does definitely get easier. And we're in this lifetime to not only heal us in this lifetime, what people call karmic hooks and karmic healing and ancestral healing that takes place. These are literally like lifetimes that are like co-current is probably the best way to put it. And the word that I use, the term that I use is co-current. So that means that because time isn't linear, that we can tap into that for various reasons, for knowledge, for understanding, for to help us with abilities in the different lifetimes, to help heal the different lifetimes. So I've actually connected with a co-current lifetime that was also affecting me in this lifetime, because the vibrations of things, especially the lower vibrational stuff that we experience in different lifetimes, will radiate through wherever our soul may be in on the timeline or in the web of life. And so as such, we like feel in this lifetime, let's say, for example, in this lifetime, what is the vibrations that is happening to us in a different lifetime. So for me, this other lifetime, she was dealing with a lot of abandonment, a lot of loss, a lot of betrayal, and things like that. Trust issues, money, abundance issues. A lot of really intense shit. And I have been as such dealing with that in this lifetime. And for a lot of work that I had done, I was still in this web, and I knew it. And I'm like, I need to I need to break through this. And so through meditation, plant medicine, et cetera, I was tapped in with this lifetime we worked very consciously together to heal a lot of what was happening in both of our lifetimes. And, sending this shit back and forth. And since then, it's been awesome. Very different experience for me and for her. And I'm still extremely connected to her. I know the detail of that life is extraordinarily crisp. Let me just put it that way. And I know that's just one, but that was a really, really big one. A really big one. That's basically like, because it was a long time ago, if you want to see it that way. And so there's many layers of incarnations in between there where I wasn't conscious enough to help myself or her in any of those incarnations that go all the way to this one here in the present. And so it was a lot of interesting stuff that happened there. So yeah, definitely. It's definitely a thing. Hope that answers your question. So anyhow, I know I was talking about something before I got into that, but I love that topic so much because it's just like, yeah, I could talk about that a lot. Thank you. Well, yeah, It's definitely multi-layered. You know, these experiences, these lives that we have, it's not nature nurture only. It's not just these experiences. It's a lot of things that's tied into why we experience certain things up into the time that we're conscious and awake and spiritually connected, and then after. And it is like walking through a maze blindfolded, hands tied behind your back, tied to something, bumping into, until you continue to clear your energy and heal. Like it's just like, and I use this a lot. It's like you're a hot air balloon, and the more dense you are, the more difficult or impossible it is to rise up into and ascend into higher frequencies and vibrations. And as such, you won't be in the place on the level to receive the information, to assimilate and work on that. It's just like, no, you're not going to be a senior in high school if you're in 4th grade. You haven't gotten there yet. You need to go through the layers, So for everybody, it's different when it comes to what we need to do to clear, heal, ground, connect, and open more, work more, continue to assimilate, downgrade, activate, upload, download, and all the good stuff that needs to happen so we can understand. Otherwise, we're just going to be foggy, kind of indefinitely. So it's definitely an intentional type thing that comes with, it's all connected to frequency, vibration, energy, your clarity, your connections. All this stuff is directly tied into that. So I don't think people really quite get that. Yeah. So, but that is the case regardless. So anyway, I hope that clarifies stuff for you. While we are here, oh, shoot. I'm going to have to look someplace else. Sorry, I just thought of something and I'm like, or maybe no, maybe it is still here. Hold on. I deleted a bunch of stuff from my phone because I didn't have space, because I take a shit ton of videos and pictures. It's like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, but it is what it is. I've just been like that for forever. But anyway, I deleted a bunch of notes. Okay, cool. It's still here. All right, sweet. There's been a couple of things that I'm like, oh, did I delete that? And then it's like, it is, because I also deleted like all my voice notes. So anyway, I have, for you guys who follow me and see that, the Empath series, and see all these videos here, see all these topics for the Empath series. And I only have 3 done so far because I haven't been guided to do any more. I've been on hold with a lot of stuff that I do on the output side, and just focusing on a little bit of things these last couple months, because there's only one of me. There's only so much I can possibly do. And I do put out a lot of stuff, but I need to just go as guided and focus on stuff. So I did the 3 videos. The intro one, it's an information about empaths. And I literally go through the empath quiz from my empath ebook, the Essential Empath Guide. So I go through each question, and for most of them, I go into a bit of detail about and explanations and examples of what those are in that first video. In the second video, I get into the relationship and the attraction between empaths and narcissists and how they're exactly alike. And the dynamics, the energy, the what happens to make a person a narcissist, why empaths and narcissists are attracted to each other, the dynamic and how an empath feels, what's going on with the narcissist, how it's again energy and all that good stuff. And then in the third video, it is all about why meat is bad for you, especially if you're an empath. And guess what? Again, it's all about energy. So go ahead and check those videos out if you haven't yet. But I have this catalog of video topics for empaths that I am to make. And I thought that in this the beginning of this live here that I would just bring up these topics. And for those of you who are here, just let me know, just let me read through all the topics and then just chime in into the comments with which one of these topics you would be most interested to get a video on next, or the next two. Okay, so here we go. Empaths and love and relationships, empaths and sex, empaths and energy cords, empaths and weight, empaths and hair, empaths and acne, empaths and living spaces in crowds, empaths and water, showers and baths, empaths and the news / negative energy and negative type, things to that in that way, like consumption of negative energy. Empaths and limits, empaths and work, empaths and alcohol, empaths and nature, empaths and the weather, empaths and water. Oh, I already have water up there. Empaths and solitude, empaths and creativity, empaths and animals, empaths and your light, empaths and lies. And I just thought of one that I'm like, why isn't it here? Empaths and getting sick. Oh, and empaths and healing. That's hilarious. I'm like, what was it? So there is your list. And so just chime in with, the ones that you guys would be interested in me doing a video for next. Because I am going to be doing these and putting out at least one a week, starting. Hold on. Hello? I hate it when people just drop by. Seriously? Hold on. Hey, Don. I'm live on YouTube right now. Okay. And when are you going to be able to do the cold? Okay. Okay. Well, whatever. That's between like you guys, Ace and Dave, or however that works. So. Yeah. Because Phil said that was fine, right? So. Yeah. He said that he. Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah, I would just rather not use the water through the hose. It's just not, I try to, it's just not. Yeah, it's just you're not supposed to drink it or bathe in it. It's not. It's in a pinch, but so I'd rather have it. What? What? Oh, that does all. Oh, I don't drink it. No. But I gotta get back online. But thank you. Okay, sorry guys. Hi, baby. All right, sorry guys. I have my outdoor tub, and there's a couple of things that need to be finished with it. It has hot water, but it needs cold water, and it's like leaking water when I try to fill it up. It gets to a certain point, and it's leaking out of the one fixture. So he's here to fix it. Let's see. Water, creativity, and getting sick. So 2 for creativity. And I guess that's it. So we have creativity here. Okay, that's good to know. I will start going through that list. And is there anything else that you can think of that isn't on that list yet? And I know that, it's funny. It's obvious just like how by listening to that list and like writing the list myself, as I was guided to make it, and these things to come up, or as they came up, it was like, yeah. And I've known these things, and how, life in every facet is different as an empath. But until you focus in on each thing that makes life different for an empath, you don't recognize what that is until you do. And so that's why I'm being guided to do that series. So there we go with that. And I guess that is it, since we're not getting anybody who wants to do a reading today. That's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. C'est la vie. That leaves me open to do other things. But that's the way I see it. So good to know. Yes. Oh, wait. You're in the waiting room with Merlin. You're in the waiting room. What does that mean? Sent donation. Oh, you did? Oh, okay. I didn't know that you wanted a reading. I did not know. Did I miss something? Oh, you did all the hearts. I'm sorry. I saw your blue and your purple hearts, but I didn't see just your purple hearts. I don't know, or I missed it. Sorry, I'm sorry. Okay, cool. Alrighty, my dear. Oh, let me put the music back on. You're in the waiting room with Merlin. You're funny. I need some beverage. Where's my water? Okay, so let me move those there for a moment. Want to tell me, you're welcome. So is that, and thank you. I'm like, if I do just one, that'll be cool. Cause it sounded like I really liked this. Cause it was, you're going to go live, but you're not going to do the same deck. Cause I love that new deck that I got that we worked with last time. So beautiful. I can read it really, really well. Or easily, I should say. It's concise. I like that about it, because I do like, when it comes to Oracle, I really like reading from the book, because I feel that it takes longer, but I feel it's a richer experience for you guys, instead of me just kind of paraphrasing. Sometimes that's okay, but Oracle, like I and I get, personal messages, as you guys know, aside, that come through once I can, we're connecting and we're working together, that come through with the messages of the oracle. It's all tied together. And I'll be reading while things are coming through. Sometimes it's hard to read when that happens, but that's what happens. Okay, so you mentioned Merlin. So is that your question, or do you want to phrase your question for me? As far as what you want from this reading, what you're looking for from this reading. I'm gonna clear the cards so you can think about that and type that up. Last we chatted, it was I guess you're gonna invite invite Merlin to come in and work with you, because he had mentioned in the last live that he was waiting outside. He was like waiting to work with you. And then I saw your post with the amethyst and your portal, and his thing is amethyst. He's all about amethyst and purple, but that's his thing, amethyst with the crown chakra. And it was so interesting. Like I said in that comment, like I just saw, it comes up on Instagram, and I just saw just the very center of the dog, your hand, and then a little bit of the crystal. And I was like, oh, that's Willow. And it was you. Just whatever I need to receive for the benefit of my highest good. Merlin, Michael, Metatron. Yeah, I know. And Mother Gaia. I work with the 4 M's too, pretty closely. They make it pretty crowded in my bathroom when I'm in the bathtub. The 4 M's, that's what I call them. Yeah. The gang. The M gang. So yes, definitely. Okay, cool. So that's what we'll do. We'll get a card from the archetype deck here, and one from the medicine oracle. Did I just? Oh. Yes, Mother Gaia, Terrasifia, Aurora. Yeah. All right, let me clear these ones too. I'm going to do them all just right at the same time. Oh, that smells really good. Sage, Palo Santo, and bay leaves all mixed together is such a good scent. Oh my gosh. First, we're going to get the archetypes. Invite my whole posse, dragons, phase dolphin. There you go. I sent a donation to you. Oh, very cool. Thank you. We'll do you next, my dear. Yeah, so let's just take a moment here to welcome in everybody. I want to get back into this for a moment. Clear some energy, connect with you, Willow, your personal guides and guardians, yours, mine, and ours. So just take a couple deep breaths for me. Close your eyes. palms up. And tap into your heart chakra, your third eye, your throat, your crown, your root, your sacral, your solar. And tell your body to receive and be open. And they're asking that you feel them come in close around you. So they're going to kind of come in nice and tight. They want you to like really feel that infinite love light energy from them. Your angelic specifically. And want you to let that energy permeate your field. Help clear out densities. Activate your chakras. Feel it all the way through your arms, into your hands, your palms, down your spine, through your hips, your legs, your knees, all the way down to your feet. Open up your feet and your hand chakras to receive. They're just bringing in a shit ton of light to you right now, girl. Like, seriously. It's really awesome. It's like this blue, purpley, indigo, white, coppery, rainbow light. Best way I can describe it. I think you know what I'm talking about. So just open up to receive. They're just pouring it in. Ooh, vibrations. I love it. Feeling tingly. Okay. Ready. Let's do this. That was intense. I felt good. I was kind of watching it. That was awesome. Okay, my dear. Thank you. You can stay right where you're at. Whatever feels right to you in this moment. And we're working with the archetype deck all mixed up together. I do have two of these decks, one that is separated by each category: selves, tools, places, and initiations. However, I have this deck that I was guided to use where they're all mixed up. I took a reading from this deck for myself. I think I got all 5 tools last night. Got 5 tools last night. It's like, okay. And they were all like, it's just incredible the way it all pieced together. So, wow, this is taking a minute. Usually when I complain, like a second later is when I get impatient. And it's like, fine, here you go. So a bunch of cards came out, but the top card is the Eternal Child. Card number 4. There's another 4 for you. Card number 4, the Eternal Child. And we're going to get your second card with the Crystal Medicine Oracle after we look into this card. Okay. Okay. So one more time, let's take a look at the, if I can hold it properly here, the Eternal Child. So we have all of the different colors here. We have the sun. I'm not sure what those hands are holding, but it's pretty dynamic card here. Let's get into it. The inner child, the child of joy. The eternal child is connected to the timeless, ageless, and infinite aspects of life. It is radiant and fearless and seeks joy above all else and at any cost. It struggles being bound to an aging body with physical limitations in a world that demands attention to detail and logistics. The eternal child wants to nix all rules and responsibilities and go beyond what others say is possible. It wants to return with plenty of friends to the land of the free, where divine wine and creativity pour from the earth and sky. We all want a sip from the well of eternal youth, and this makes the eternal child naturally popular, perhaps even famous. The eternal child glimmers. It reminds us of what is possible, what is magical about this precious life. And when light, joyful, playful, accepts all, magic. When dark, addicted, selfish, adrift, burnt, what's that thing? Oh, burns out. Go deeper. Icarus, Peter Pan, Roomies, has anyone seen The Boy? This archetype is so spirited that when its appetite for life isn't satiated, it seeks spirits and substance elsewhere. The eternal child struggles with addictions of all varieties. Celebrity culture is based heavily on this archetype, as is the phrase live hard, die young, and the series of artists and musicians who died at 27. Okay, so excuse me. The eternal child. It's just so funny. It brings up magic here with the eternal child. And we didn't, we clarified, whatever is to come, but we were specific about Merlin and that whole business. And I definitely heard a chuckle as I read through this, and this very kind of, not to say that it's the energy of not being grounded, but I kept getting this very light energy, and I kept seeing these feet, just seeing the bottoms of your legs and your feet, running, or more floating through grass, not really touching the ground, but floating through the grass. I just kept seeing that. And I think what I'm getting with this is that you've definitely always had this about you, but there's been a lot of shifts for you in the last year, especially year to year and a half, and you've been able to cut cords with a lot of stuff, unburden your energy. And so, I was talking about earlier, be able to rise up into new frequencies and level up in a lot of different ways. And so this has brought you to this space, this very magical space. Funny, I was on a walk yesterday remembering this scene from Peter Pan when the boy is touching Peter's face and an old man saying, "Peter, it's you." Oh, funny. There you go. So this energy is definitely around you. This energy is definitely around you, and I see that somebody else sent a donation. Cool. So I'll get back. I'll get to that. I don't want to get distracted, but thank you. So So yeah, this is definitely saying this is about, I'm hearing a lot of playtime. Just really allowing yourself to separate from the like real world adult kind of aspect and let yourself get, more and more into that really wide space of what, some would call fantasy, but that the realms of magic, of fae, of dragons, of Merlin, of archangels, and all of your connections as an incarnate that are just there, just ready, to be honed in by you. And it's definitely, you've, like, again, Michael have been working a lot with Michael. You work a lot with Metatron, with Mother Gaia, and now Merlin is coming in. And that's typically, like, this is very much similar to my personal order of divine ones coming in very specifically to work with me. So, and working with working with Merlin is definitely a very different and specific magical type energy. He's fun and he's serious. He's very goofy at times too. He's just like, just a great energy. Great energy. I love him so freaking much. I do. And I'm so glad that you guys are getting together here. He's just asking that you open up yourself to more play, because Metatron is a very different type energy. So is Michael, and he is nothing like those two. Nothing like those two. He'll have you in so many different types of places and give you such different looks and things and different directives for things to do and things to create and ways to look at stuff that isn't like the different things that Michael would or Mother Gaia would or Metatron would. It's different. I'm not saying it's better, of course not. It's just very, very different. It's just like, but all of those other ones need to take place and then him, and you'll understand why as you get into it with him. He wants me to tell you that he expects you guys to have a really fun time together, because you naturally receive and learn things the way that he likes to do things too, which is a combination of, giving you stuff to think about so you can work it out on your own, and also giving you the tools and telling you what to do, not walking you through every single little thing, but just giving you the highlights of stuff and letting you work it out and then going over it together and things like that. Like, that's the way that he likes to do stuff. So hey there, Sean. How are you? So anyway, I think that's it for right now with the eternal child and what I'm picking up with that. I'm being asked to ask you about painting Have you been thinking about painting? Because there's something there with painting. And I think specifically, pretty sure it's watercolor. Feels like watercolor to me. Or was it gouache? Is that what it's called? I'm like spacing. Anyway, because they're basically what this is like acrylic. Okay. So have you been painting? It's interesting because it feels like what I'm seeing, it's like a combination. It's like thick but runny at the same time. That's why I'm like, what? It's kind of different. It's kind of like runny acrylic is what I'm seeing. So, but it's pretty watery too. But anyway. Okay, so what I'm hearing here is Merlin is saying he's going to come to you through painting, especially like when you're guided to use purples. Like his color is purple, different shades of purple or indigo. And there's going to be like, it's like a moving, like we talked about, like you guys, like we're talked about creativity, empaths and creativity. So that's kind of like part of that is like connecting to guidance in different various ways through different forms of creative arts and doing creative work. And so basically that's what Merlin's talking about, is when you have these visions and you're like compelled to do painting, that he's going to be coming to you through that medium, through you working on that, especially when you're guided to use those colors. It's not to say that you wouldn't be using other colors as well, but that's just kind of his stamp. I've been painting with many different things. I crush up crystals and put it in thicker sparkle stuff. Very cool. Okay. Well, whatever you're going to be guided to do further with this, because yeah, it's like, it's very interesting the way that it looks really cool. Looks like fun. But anyway, so just, just so you know, when this happens, just have that conscious in your mind that you're going to, that Merlin is going to be connecting, and be open to whatever that comes through there. Okay, so let's get to the Crystal Medicine Oracle. And see what we get here. That will assist. I'm going to take that top, another bunch, but the one on top is what I'm guided to take. Oh, and look at this. You get Inner Wisdom with Mother Gaia and Goethite. Card number 17. Awesome. Okay, let's, one page off, 2 pages off, almost right to it. Okay, here we go. It's not that long, and I'm being guided to read the whole thing. So here we go, people. Oracle, Inner Wisdom. You have called upon this card today to let you know the inner wisdom you are searching for is within you. It is easy at times to look outside of ourselves for guidance and answers. However, right now, your wisdom is coming from within. You are connected to the all knowing divine wisdom of the universe, a wisdom that is available to you at all times. You also have the wisdom of your life experiences and those of your ancestors ready for you to access. You have been looking for answers. Oh, sorry. Have you been looking for answers outside of yourself? Are you getting conflicting messages? Are you challenged when listening to your own intuition? It's time to look within and trust the answers and guidance you have within you. However, sometimes this can be challenging. The more you do it, the easier it will become. Create some time in your schedule to meditate, as this is the perfect environment to allow your inner wisdom to shine through. Connecting deeply with the earth can also assist you in connecting with the wisdom of your ancestors. And medicine, Mother Gaia. one of the M's, the M gang. Oh, goodness. We are born into this sacred land called Mother Gaia, and when we pass, we return back to her soil. Our bones are made of the elements of this wonderful planet. We are deeply connected to her at all times. The earth has a soul and is very much alive as she radiates the consciousness of love and compassion. Through the passage of time, through the passage of time, the mind has wandered and forgotten about this deep relationship. However, the connection in the heart can never be lost. Mother Gaia is our nurturer and our protector and nourishes us and our life here on this planet. She offers to us the powerful, all-encompassing motherly love that amplifies this out into the world. She holds us in each step that we take in our lives and feeds us when we are hungry. Mother Gaia is such a powerful and present part of our life. When you venture out in nature for the day, you invariably return feeling refreshed and grounded and have a peace of mind you cannot find elsewhere. Mother Gaia offers us her healing vibration and the invitation to connect deeply to ourselves and our core being. And crystal is goethite. Goethite awakens inner wisdom and assists with the connection to the inner realms of the earth. It also provides wisdom from our ancestors. And it's really cool in this oracle. She has like a ceremony for each thing to really tap into the energy of the card. So she says here, ceremony. Find a quiet moment in the day and go sit on the land somewhere. Close your eyes and relax into your breath. Feel Mother Gaia under your body. Feel into her presence. Visualize a cord extending down into the earth from the bottoms of your feet. Send the cord all the way down into the heart of the earth and wrap it around the center. Mother Earth will feel your presence and send you her powerful healing love. Draw this love up into your feet and into your heart on the in-breath. On the out-breath, send this love through your body. Do this for about 10 minutes. Allow this love to awaken the wisdom that lies within you. Just visioning that feels good. I'm so vibrating right now. It's not even funny. Like my feet are like going nuts. And they have been, but wow. I've been painting. Oh, you said that. Okay. Symbol paintings. Oh, very cool. I want to see. Will you send me pictures? I want to see your paintings. I want to see. I really want to start doing art night again, but in a different way, like group setting art where everybody's working on either one specific project and we're all doing like the same thing, or we're doing like different projects that, you know, that aren't related, but just having like art night where people are getting together and hanging out on Zoom and doing that. Wouldn't that be fun? Yeah, Zoom art. Exactly. Would you want to do that? Oh, look at all those. Oh, that's so cute. Aw, I love that. Thank you. Yes? Okay, cool. It's something that I do with my clients in my extended Evolve Now program. But it's like a one-on-one thing, and it's really, really cool. To do that. And so that's something I just have a lot of stuff that I'm going to be doing as far as lives and group stuffs and events, and that's definitely one of those things that we're going to be doing, because we all have these art projects, and I think that would be fun. So that's probably going to be the first one I'm going to do, is just a get together art hangout where we're just, you come with your project that you want to start, you've been working on, and you'll share it with everybody, talk about it, get feedback on it, and who knows what comes of that. But that's definitely something that we're going to be doing. You want to do? Doing where? What does that say? Doing wire now. Oh, awesome. I'm always doing art at night when you are live. I pretty much figure that you are that's what you're doing. Okay, cool. So I'll be setting that up soon. And for anybody else that's interested in Zoom art nights with me, and we'll probably just do a regular, just like I said, just a get together powwow, and then we'll take it from there. Subscribe to my website so you know when that is coming, and how to register, and what to do, and all that good stuff. And then we'll also probably have if we do that, we'll have like a theme of the night, like a topic that we'll talk about and discuss through working on art, which is a really cool thing to do, because your mind's open, your third eye's open, you're receiving stuff, you're talking about stuff. So it'll be, or a set of topics. It doesn't have to be one topic. It could be free flow, but it'll be like themed around a certain thing. Anyway, you're interested? Cool. Infinity really dropped the ball this past weekend. Can you ask one of your guides what can be done to fix my bad decisions? You're so funny. Yeah, if you want a reading, go ahead and let me know once you sent your donation. And you are after, what's your name, sweetheart? You what is this one? Let the sun light in. You're after Karen. What is your name there? Let the sunshine, sunlight or sunshine? Sunlight in. I'm going to start keeping a list so I don't have to use my my brain power. I was open to doing 5 to 10 readings tonight, so we'll just see how this goes. So we did Willow, and then we're going to do Karen. Jen, my dear, thank you so much. I think that's it for right now, right? Jennifer Lynn. Okay, cool. Jennifer Lynn. And then if you want a reading, my dear Sean, just let me know for sure, and that you've sent your donation. And let me take a quick picture of this, and then we'll get you on the list next. And I'll take pictures of I forgot to put that in the description, because it's just kind of a thing that I do, and I forget to specify that when I do readings for people, I like to take pictures, and then I'll send you these pictures of these cards so you can have them. Well, let me just check in here, just make sure. They're saying for this, Gotha, and I'm gonna type the name of the crystal here. You may know it, but just in case other people don't. I didn't know this. I don't know this crystal, but I'm really interested in it. That in what is the other one? Shoot, now I'm spacing. I'm spacing now. Maybe it'll come up. I can't think of the one that it's like Nom or Nom. It's a weird name. I can't think of it right now. But anyway, in this oracle, there's a lot of crystals that I've never heard of that she gets into, which is something that I'm really into to learning more about it. So no, I don't have super chat. I don't have enough followers yet. I think you have to have like 1,000 followers. I only have I'm just over 300 now. But there's PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. I prefer PayPal. I gotta put something. My hands are feeling really dry. I'll be right back. Hold on 1 second. There we go. That's better. So anyway, with this crystal, my dear, it's great to have it with you, or with any crystal that comes up in any time. It's great to have it with you, obviously, but you can just pull that up on Google or whatever search engine you use, and just look at the crystal. Actually, I'm going to do that right now because it's not really pictured here at all. IT. Oh, it's this really cool black. Oh, it looks different it can look really different, actually. So it can look really different. Oh my gosh, that one's cool. It's got a rainbow color to it. Oh, that one's really cool. These are neat. So yeah, what I heard was, just look it up online and just tap into one that really gets your eyeballs, big, that you go, ooh, like I just did with that one. And just look at it, tap into it, and you can pick up on the energy of it. That's a really cool crystal. That goes for anybody and all crystals. So whenever you hear of a crystal, or you want to get a crystal, or you're a crystal comes up for you in these readings, or you hear any of these crystals and you're just, you're watching or whatever, just know that you can tap into the energy of the crystal and what it's meant to do for you without actually having it with you. So just how distance healing works. Distance healing works with crystals as well. You just need to tap into the energy of the crystal, have the intention of tapping in with Mother Gaia and the vibrations of that crystal and what it's meant to do for you. And if you really want to have it in your life, then ask for it to come together. And FYI, I have a service called Crystal Gathering with Gaia, where you send me money, I go to my local amazing, pretty much wholesale crystal shop, and I'm guided to specific crystals that are meant for you. You can also get channeling with that. I don't charge a markup, just a very small fee. I only charge $30 for it. It's a good deal, trust me. Because these crystals that they have there, you couldn't get anywhere near the price for them. You can't shop with them online. You either go there personally or not. And this is something that Gaia herself, speaking of Gaia here, Mother Gaia came to me and said this is something that she wanted me to do along with Merlin. But this is something even before I was connected with Merlin, but he's really on board with it. He loves this. He's actually the one who, if you go to my website and you see that I do crystal grid, crystal platforms for your crystals, they're docs, like crystal docs. He's the one who brought that in for me. So anyway, just FYI, guys. Hey, Roberto, how are you? Nice to see you again too. Welcome, welcome. Did I ever do a message to pin at the top? No, I didn't. Oh well. I get distracted. Yes, good vibes, good vibes. So nice to see you guys here. Welcome, welcome. We just are finishing up, wrapping up Willow's reading. And then we're going to do, I'm going to turn my music back on. That's what I'm trying to do here. Then we're going to do Karen and then Jen. And then Sean, were you going to still do yours? Let me know for sure. So I had opened this up to doing, I said 5 to 10, and 10 is probably a lot, but I'm just, as this goes on. So if there's any of you who want a reading, there's still space, is basically what I'm getting at. Okay, so let's, I guess, move on. I don't think that there's much else here than what we already went through. He's just coming in with the painting again. So this is a big thing with the painting and you doing, you kind of carving out some time, like when you're like, okay, I want to tap in with Merlin or start to, work with him. Aside from meditating and very consciously wanting to connect with him, this painting business is definitely a thing for you. It's like, and with what we got from Gaia, the inner wisdom, is about it's kind of eternal child and that new beginnings kind of full energy in the tarot, where it's like because it's the 0 card, because it's like the youngest card, like the baby card, the child card of the deck, it's also the closest to your soul self. So just like when we're children, when we're babies, we're closest to that soul knowing, but we're babies, so we can't really do much with it, but we are that. And that connection with Gaia reminds us, like she said, like it says here in this book, like any incarnation you've ever had, you've always walked upon her. You've always gone back to her. You've always, when you've been here, this is what you've done. And that will open you up to the eternal child energy, which in turn opens you up to working with Merlin, because that pure type energy is very is required to be able to work with him, basically. I hope that makes sense. It was kind of fragmented and a whole bunch is coming in here after I guess we weren't done. I got like distracted with the crystal and I really didn't get into tying it all together. So I apologize. They're like, no, you're not done yet. I'm like, sorry, I apologize. They're like, no, you're not done yet. So anyway, so just kind of tying it all in for you. So do that connection with Gaia, with the intention of tapping in with the eternal child, with the intention of opening up to the energies and working with Merlin and the rest of the M gang. Okay, there you go. I think now we're done. There may be more that comes through. If there is, I'll let you know. But yeah, there we go. Okay, so I hope that gives you some advice on going forward and how to use these tools, the crystal, the painting, the that meditation with Gaia. All right, my dear, thank you so much. Okay, so next, Karen, Miss Karen, you here, my love? Of course you're here. I'm sure you're here. Let me get some tea. Welcome, everybody. We still have space for readings. Just send your donation and let me know that you are ready for reading. Again, it's really great to have everybody here. Feel free to join the conversation, to chime in as you watch. As I said in the description, I get to the comments when I can. I'm just going to clear these cards before we get into it with Karen. And I'm not getting any smoke. Whoa. It's like I'll get nothing and then it'll just be like nonstop. My sage is kind of dust. I should get more bay leaves, but I think I have enough for right now. Let's see me get this. My whole bowl with all my ash and my pieces of whatever that just smokes up really easily. I dropped it earlier today. And so I basically scooped it all up and threw away all the ash. So it's like not nearly as much stuff in there. And the bay leaves I put in there earlier are pretty much done. Okay. I'm going to open this window. That guy isn't. I'm not hearing any of that construction, and this guy isn't raking. There's somebody raking. It's getting really stuffy in here. Oh, there it is. No, I hear it. Well, I might close it back up in a second, but it just gets really warm in here. Okay, let's first get to the archetypes. Karen, you here, my dear? Oh, I just saw a bunch of sevens. 3 sevens. While you're burning sage, I am burning MJ with you. Nice. Cool. Karen, I want to make sure that she's there. You are. Okay. I just want to make sure you're here before I start getting into a reading. Never know what happens with tech. That's for sure. I need to swirl these up. These are like still pretty new and they're kind of stiff. And they're just awkward because they're round. They just shuffle a little strange. Feel a little weird. But I need to do like some... Who was that? I saw somebody. I had a posse of raccoons in my house last night. Oh, I had a posse of raccoons in my house. So I'm like, but nothing is open. It's just reminding me. They stick together too. I just really want to mix these up. Okay, that feels good. That feels better. I just felt like they weren't going anywhere. I will join you, Roberto. I'm still A-okay. Alrighty. So, Miss Karen. Yeah. I thought you were going to talk to your uncle or somebody to get you some. I have plenty to share. Sweet. So, Karen, do you have a question? Sparking for you. Okay. No question. Okay. Got it. Alrighty. Then let's see what we get, my dear. First, we're going to start with the archetype cards. Let's clear some energy. Just do me a favor, Karen. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths for me, please, and concentrate on your chest and your heart chakra and opening up, palms up, and tell yourself, I release and I receive, opening up your heart and your body, mind, soul, and spirit to your guides and guardians, your guardian angels, archangels, ancestors, spirit guides, spirit animals and animal spirits, and all that are connected to you, ancestors crossed over, family members and loved ones, all here in support of you, coming in nice and close and tight around you, offering love and healing vibrations. So open up to receive, please, and repeat again. I release and I receive. Deep breaths, nice and easy, in and out of your nose. And imagine that life force energy going all the way through your body. And that we receive the messages, advice, and guidance and validation for you at this time to help you in the now and in the future. Okay, there we go. Thanks everybody for being here with us. Oh, I got all tingly again. You crack me up. I just love when Infinity is on during the week. That way I have someone to giggle with over nonsense. Same humorous vibe. Yes. I know. I'm so silly. You're silly too. Silly is good. I love silly. It's the only way to be. Whack shit. Whack dope. What's up? That. How about I send you some? Can you get some? Can I send you some? Gonna be sending you more crystals soon. Got the best weed here. Oh my God. It's so good. And it's cheap. Just like the crystals. Just saying. I will if you want. It's not illegal to send it as long as it's cool to receive it. You know what I mean? Everybody should have good weed. It's a travesty. Okay. Well, guess what you got after all that? Just like Willow, the eternal child. What do you think the odds are of that? And you guys saw all the swirling and cutting and yeah, I know. Okay. I just like, yes, because I go shopping for crystals. I get guided by Gaia to do the crystal thing, and then she just got her box like a month ago, if that. She got so many freaking crystals. Oh, thank you. It's meant to be good. Hi, the eternal child. What do you know? Let's just think about this for a second. Twice with Willow and with Karen, the eternal child. I am going to read it again. Yeah, you've talked about it. You know, would it? I'm hearing Merlin chuckle now. Oh my goodness. So it's a group thing with Merlin. We should have a Merlin night. Oh, we should have a Merlin Zoom. Oh. Yes. He's like, oh yeah. Oh my goodness. You guys. Okay, let me focus. We'll get back to that in a second. But I'm really feeling this. We can tie it in. We can maybe tie it in with that art night, because he's big on art. He's big on crystals. He's big on art. He's big on meditation. We can do a whole meditation art crystal thing with Merlin. Bring your amethyst, he says. Okay, let's not get distracted here, but we're definitely getting back to this, because this is a message and a sign. Oh my God. It does sound like fun. Old man needs a party every century. I know, right? And he's so fun. And you know, I work with him in all my healings now, and it's just, yeah. And clearly, you guys, this energy is definitely popping. I'm going to read this again. Okay, serious now. Let's be serious, children. Sheesh. The eternal child is connected to the timeless, ageless, and infinite aspects of life. It is radiant and fearless and seeks joy above all else and at any cost. I'm on board with that completely. It struggles being bound to an aging body with physical limitations in a world that demands attention to detail and logistics. True. The eternal child wants to nix all rules and responsibilities and go beyond what others say is possible. Who's feeling this energy? I've been feeling that energy for years now, but chime in, raise your hand if you feel this energy, whether you've gotten this card yet or not. We're 2 for 2. It wants to return with plenty of friends to the land of the free, where divine wine and creativity pour from the earth and sky. We all want to sip from the well of eternal youth, and this makes the eternal child naturally popular, perhaps even famous. The eternal child glimmers. It reminds us of what is possible, what is magical about this precious life. And when light, joyful, playful, accepts all magic. And when dark, addicted, selfish, adrift, and burnt out. This archetype is so spirited that when its appetite for life isn't satiated, it seeks spirit and substance elsewhere. The eternal child struggles with addictions of all varieties. Celebrity culture is based heavily on this archetype, as is the phrase live hard, die young, and the series of artists and musicians who died at 27. Yeah, there's definitely something interesting going on there. Okay, my dear Karen. Definitely you've been, have you I know that Merlin's come up, but I don't remember a specific time where we've talked about it, but or has there been something on your own with Merlin, or just hearing, me talk about Merlin, or with Willow the other night, or is there anything there for you? Because now he's coming in with this, like, he says that yeah, he's definitely been like there, like he's very much like there needs to be this like connection, this opening up. So whether or not, and with a lot of divine beings and ascended masters, they'll work with you like very quietly, like you won't be conscious of that, but again, it's coming through with the art, um with the purples. He says you've thought to yourself that you want to get more amethyst, and that, again, like I feel like a broken record when I talk about this, but he's very much about amethyst and works with amethyst and gets us to get a lot. Like, since I connected with him, my amethyst inventory has boomed, and it was already pretty good before that. I've gotten the crystals that he's had me get are just one. My biggest amethyst is like this big, and it has his face in it, actually. And I cannot, it's so freaking heavy. Um, but anyway, has that Merlin creativity, and we both choose empath creativity in the beginning. Yeah. Um, this guy. So anyway, that's definitely coming through. So I feel like I would be kind of like repeating a lot of what I already said to Willow to you, because it's basically very similar, except that with you, he's like, he really especially not it's like especially likes this idea, this like online Zoom thing with, getting together and doing art and stuff, because as we talked about last time, you're pretty isolated, and he's like, you really need that energy of group. We all need that energy of group. But whereas with Willow, she has a lot, if anything, she struggles to have alone time. It's the opposite. You guys have a very different, well, not struggles. I don't want to make it like it's a struggle, but she has a lot of people around her. She has siblings and parents and friends and um soul family. So yeah. I just got some paint pens today, and I've been using one of my amethyst to brush with the cat. Yep, that's definitely good. Um, that's awesome. So you've definitely feeling that energy coming through. I've been feeling it a lot too. A lot. Um, and yeah, so we'll be doing that. Let me see. He's saying, okay, so what I'm hearing now is like this thirst for expansion, for more, for expanding, for leveling up, for just this, like, are you feeling that kind of, that thirst for that? Like, I want to expand my awareness, expand my connections. Like, you're really like, but also like you're working on, but you also feel like there isn't a whole lot of progress happening. Are you feeling any of that? Eternal child's ways. Wow. Very true. Okay, yeah. So this path that you're on with the art, the music is definitely gonna help too. The music is really more like, how do I put this? The music I'm kind of seeing is like setting you up to do the art stuff. Like the music really gets your vibe, will get your vibe in a certain place. It'll help clear you. It's like almost like seen as like another paintbrush, if you will, or another pencil. The music is just like that, but where the juicy bits is in the art, is in the painting, the drawing, the creating, that sort of thing. But the music it's like me using the kalimba, and it's like the vibrations take you in that space. So whether it's the kalimba, your drum, or anything else, and the music thing just is going to definitely be another thing that we'll get into in the future as well. Just a side note, sidebar. I didn't see her even say anything. I must have missed that. Oh, that she brushes. Oh, she brushes her cat with the amethyst. Is that what you're talking about? I'm not seeing that I paint the cat part. I bunt my cat. Yeah. Yeah, take another toke there, bud. Yeah, the visual, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it. So anyway, you're definitely being guided to just let the energy flow through the music and the art. You're definitely being guided like that. That is like, these are the steps you're taking. You're like, I feel like I want more. I feel like I'm doing this. I'm on this path. What do I need to do? And so you've heard the answer. The answers are more art, music, vibration, this sort of thing will definitely get you there. And then these, like the get-togethers that I'm going to be planning, the Zoom meetings and whatever, all of that, and whatever else that you can find is definitely, on your own or otherwise, will definitely help this whole energy thing come to play. So yeah, these amethysts, like the ones that look like this. Whoa, the ones look like this. These are great for brushing your dog or your cat. If I just show them to my cats, they'll come running because it feels really good. It really helps clear their energy. They just love the vibration of the crystals. Like, I just put them out and they'll just like roll all over them. And amethyst is just a really good healing, balancing, positive energy inducing, clearing crystal. So, okay. So there's that. Let's get your crystal medicine oracle. Oh man. Sometimes I tell you with cards. I tell you guys. Just one more time through the smoke. And let's see what we get. I need more bay leaves. I will be right back. Kitty, why do you gotta run right in front of where I'm walking? Why do cats do that? Why do cats do that? I'm the animal psychic, and I'm it's a really simple answer. They don't give a shit. They're like, oh, you want to walk? Oh, well, I'll just like zigzag all in front of where you're walking. Or that other thing they do where they're laying on the floor and you go to walk around them and they get up and dart right where your foot was going to go. Oh, I love that. That's fun. You're like, whoa! I swear. Drives me nuts. Drives me nuts. Or that other thing they do where you go to give them treats and they just can't find a spot to give them treats. You're just like, just pick a spot. Like they have to be like all complicated about it. Cats, I swear. You're always tripping over your cat. Yeah, they're dicks, man. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. That's right. Well, we did. Yes, you got your crystals and that all. You're right. That did come up. I wasn't even thinking about that. Yeah, you're absolutely right. She got channeling with all her crystals. It was like 2-something hours of me channeling messages from Gaia for her crystals. She got a lot of information, a lot of information. So it's definitely working, my dear. Yes, all the time. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they're not, yeah. Cats, man. Whoop. Okay, guess that's. Oh my god, I'm dying with these cards. We got the creativity card. I couldn't make this shit up if I tried. Oh my god. The creativity card, I shit you not right now. Okay. It's fire, element of fire. Feel that fire inside for creativity with Big Spite, the crystal, card number 7. You got creativity. Gotta love this. Definitely have a theme going here. Definitely have a theme going here. Card number 7. Wait, wasn't Gaia 17? Card number 17 was Mother Gaia, and now we're getting creativity with fire and card number 7. Just saying, they just like pointed that to me. I remember earlier I said I'm seeing a lot of 7s. Creativity. You have attracted this powerful card into your awareness as a sign it is time to deepen your connection to the creative life force energy of the universe. You are a creative soul and you are being invited to awaken to this passionate fire energy available to you at all times. Have you been feeling stuck in your life or experiencing a lack of drive and passion? Well, it's time to connect back to your creative flair. Yes, it is. We are all creative beings, and when we disconnect from this life force energy, it can cause us to feel blocked, stale, and unmotivated. It's time to get your creativity sparked. What do you do that's creative? What sparks your passion? What makes you feel alive? Find out what makes your heart sing and action some steps to manifest this magic into your life. Make sure you call in the sacred fire to assist you with your creative projects and deepen your connection to the life force energy of the universe. Oh my goodness. Medicine, fire. Fire is one of the 5 elements we work with strongly in healing and shamanism. Yes, it is. Each element has its own properties and energy. The fire element draws forth the energy of passion, life force energy, renewal, cleansing, kundalini, creativity, sensuality, and transformation on a deep level. We are made up of this fire element and have this energy available to us at will. We are made up of this fire energy. So to tap into it is not that difficult. Sometimes it can feel really hard, but it's really, really not that hard. Okay. It's time to fan your flame and allow the fire to light up your life. Here. And crystal is Bixbite, and I'm going to put that in here for you. Let's go ahead and go, if you can, to your Google and look up Bixbite family so we can take a look at when we're talking about it. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, look at that color. Yeah, it kind of shows you that in the card, but wow, it's this bright like fuchsia. Holy moly. Oh, I can see how this is a fire crystal and how it definitely sparks passion and creativity. Holy goodness, look at beautiful crystals. Okay, yeah. So pretty. Hopefully you guys have taken a look at that. Let me read on. This red emerald is one of the rarest crystals on the planet. It is one of the most beautiful and powerful crystals to enhance and invoke a creative flair at the deepest level. I feel that for sure. Just looking at photos of it. Bixbite aligns you with the life force energy of the universe, awakening the fire within. And ceremony. Take yourself on an earth walk with the intention of gathering sticks for your sacred fire. Oh. Build a fire with the intention of sparking and connecting to your inner fire. Invoke the divas of fire and Bixbite while you light the fire. Spend 10 to 20 minutes meditating and breathing the energy of the fire into your heart, allowing this energy to awaken your creativity and deepen your connection to the life of the universe. Write down your experience, including a list of your planned creative projects. You may even want to set a date to start to get the ball rolling. Definitely. Well, first off, what I'm being told is that this is a message not just for you, Karen, but for everybody here in attendance. To get that spark going is to go on a nature walk and collect some twigs, like it says here. Go on an earth walk with the intention of gathering sticks or twigs for your sacred fire. Yeah, it is a beautiful crystal. Rainbow fire here. Yes. So yeah. So first off, it was like, this is definitely, channeled in through you and your reading here, but this is a message for everybody to do this as soon as you can, to make it a point to go out into nature and pick up some sticks, some twigs. Now, the way that you're going to go about doing this, Karen, because I know you live in an apartment, you're like, well, how am I going to build a fire? And I know that you have kind of a thing with fire. You're really careful with candles, especially in flame. I get it. But this is a really important thing to do. So what you're going to do is, I'm sure you have a big pot you can use. And if you don't already use this method to, for your like intention writing, because a lot of intentions or rituals for intention involve writing things out on paper and then burning it, and usually use a bowl or a pot or something like that to do that work with, that kind of intention ritual. So what you're going to do is go on a walk and gather some sticks and some twigs, but they're going to be small. So you're not going to build a big fire. Obviously, you don't have the means to do that, but you can get little sticks and little twigs. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a big bonfire. It could be really small. You can get a pot or a bowl, and you can light a little handful of twigs. You can do this out on your patio or balcony if you don't want to do it inside, but it's just kind of like, see it as burning sage or Palo Santo or anything like that. And just, have it contained. Nothing's going to get out of hand or anything like that. But that's something, while you think of connecting to Gaia, connecting to the inner fire and the divas of fire and the element of fire, to light your inner passion and fire for creativity, to know that we have projects coming up and gatherings coming up, all related to this. So I'm working with the energy of Merlin. And it's really funny because you see this person in this picture here, and he's holding that flame with the fire. Now, this scene here is very similar to the scene that I see when I envision Merlin. Like, he's in this really kind of tight cavern type space. He has places that he goes with people to work with them that are much larger, but his own personal space where he meditates, where he connects with crystals, where he does his journaling, where he works with alchemy and works with us and all that, is pretty small, but it's tall. And there's amethysts all around, other crystals too, but there's always like the more abundance of that. And there's big tall candles and flames everywhere. So it's just glowing and warm. But he always, I know that this is a stick with flame, but with him, it's it's a staff with a big, I keep wanting to say emerald, but it's an amethyst. So he's really coming through with this energy right now. So it's just really big time with this group and with Merlin creativity, like you guys have been, we were talking about earlier, with this eternal child business. So do you have any questions about that? I know little to none about rituals. If you do a ritual, is there, not to sound over dramatic, a price for the intention? No, because that's just an intention ritual. That's energy towards. It's not like casting spells or calling in negative spirits. That's dark magic. Intention rituals are very light, unless you're your intention ritual is for harm to come to somebody, or you know what I mean, anything dark. If it's all light based, it's just it's a symbol. It's very symbolic. When you light that paper and those words, you're taking that energy in, you're breathing it in and taking it in. It's very intentional. Put those vibrations out from your written hand into the ether, the energy. It's another level than just thinking about something. That's very powerful too. But when you you intensify the energies of it. When you write something out, you put some candles on, you burn some sage, you take a bath, have some mushrooms or some cannabis, You write out what you're feeling, what you want to clear, how you want to connect, what you want in the future, what you want to manifest and why. And, you know, it's different than spell casting or calling in negative or dark entities to employ a specific outcome. That I would never, ever endorse. And actually started to get information on I post daily memes with different channeled information of various sorts every day, and that came today, like why you shouldn't work with in any way dark magic. So I'm going to be putting something like that out and kind of go through it, because I don't think people really understand. So anyway, there you go. Okay, perfect. You're welcome, Robert. And perfect, Karen. You will go outside and burn some sticks that I gathered during your walk. Perfect. Very good. Okay. And let me see here if there's anything else. I'm hearing with the creativity thing that it would be good for you to, like it says here, write down your experience, including a list of your planned creative projects, that it would be good, like whatever that happens to be, like you want to draw or paint sacred geometry or different things about, I like to do chakra stuff, chakras, or you want to draw your cat, or you want to do a painting of the ocean, or whatever has been coming to you that you're like, oh, that would be cool. Oh, that would be cool. Ooh, well, I want to try that, or whatever. Just write them all down. So you have a list of them, not just a mental list, but a physical list that you can work with, and then begin on those things. And you can skip around. I mean, we all have our different creative process. Some people start and just work on one until beginning to end. I wish I knew what that was like. I tend to skip around. I really need to get better with finishing, but yeah, so there's that. And then with this big spite, just look at pictures of it, really connect to that. You can do, like I talked about earlier, you don't have to have the crystal with you. And it talked about being one of the most rare. So I'm sure it's pretty pricey. So yeah, so there you go with that. All my best ideas come to me in the bathtub. Oh, definitely. Yeah, me too. I mean, I'll get stuff randomly, but or when I wake up, I'll wake up with directives, definitely a lot. But when it comes to meditation and like opening up for guidance and like creative ideas and stuff and what I'm to do or produce or connect to or whatever, yeah, it's all about the bathtub. And now I have two, one inside and one outside. I just have to say how awesome that is. I love it. I have double bathtubs. Okay, sorry. So it's very new to me, and my eternal child is just like, oh my God. Still, I'm just like it's so great. So great. Can't tell you what it's like to be sitting in your outdoor tub and have like raccoons all around you and this great oak tree and Gaia and the Fae and the wind and the, oh jeez, it's just like, it's so awesome. I'm a lucky girl. I'm a lucky girl. It is awesome. I gotta say. Okay, so I think that's it, my dear. Hopefully this helps. You're on the right track. You're validated. We're definitely part of this. The Empath. I know that you also connect to Michael and that you've connected to Metatron, and Merlin is really coming through with the art, with the crystals. You definitely need more amethyst. He says you definitely need more amethyst. He says that he thinks everybody needs more amethyst. Or the amethysts that are meant for you. But yeah. Okay, so I'm going to take a picture here. the eternal child again with creativity. Got a definite theme happening here. Another thing that's coming up soon, you guys, is the Lionsgate. Just as I've done for the last 4 or 5 years, I'm going to have a Lionsgate live event, meditation. And like, if you've gone to my Lionsgate events before, they are really awesome. The astral channeled guided meditations that I facilitate are amazing for those. I mean, they're amazing no matter what, but for the Lionsgate, what comes through, and we do always work with Metatron in those, and the Pyramids of Giza, Sirius with energies of this, just general, the family of our solar system, with Gaia heavily, with the, like I already said, the pyramids and the energy of the pyramids. We work on integrations and activations, and that's coming up in just a few weeks. So I'm going to be putting that information out again. If you're not subscribed to my website, please subscribe to my website so you know when that is. It is a paid event. It will be on Zoom. It will be live, and it will be on the 8th. Okay, people. Next, Jen, you're up, my dear. And then I guess that's it for now. Yeah? Roberto? And I did see, was there somebody else here? News not good for you. If you would like a reading, you can go ahead. Let me know if you've done your donation, and I can put you on the list. Right. So this is the progressive M gain connection, is Merlin. It's definitely a pattern I've noticed. Which is really cool that it's just a really cool thing. Okay. I need some more tea. Are you here, Jen? And my lip is shedding. Oh, you did? Okay, I didn't. I guess I need to come up with a different. I didn't see you say that you had done that. So if I missed it, I apologize. Hey, okay, cool. Hey there, Jen. Okay, so then Roberto is next. Jennifer Lynn. Okay, let's clear these cards one more time. And Jennifer, did you have a question, or do you just want to be open to the guidance that comes? Let me clear these cards out and then we'll connect. Oh, I'm getting tingly all over again. I need some more stuff on my lips that's going to stick. Open to whatever I get. Okay, sounds good. Open to whatever we get. Come on, smoke. Oh, the air's all taking the smoke in that direction. All right. Okay, we're going to do a little swirly swirl action here as well. Move some of this stuff out of the way. Okay, so let's do that. And let me clear these cards as well before we get started. Crystal Medicine Oracle. Okay. All right, my dear. Sarah, I am. Well, there's a little bit of sage left in there. I need new sage. The last bundle I got of sage, it like lit and it literally burned the whole thing in like one sitting because I could not, I burned it just right and I could not, I even like covered it with a lid. It burned all the way through. It was a mess. Don't even know how that happened, but it did. It's like, well, I guess I really needed to get a lot of sage up in here. Like, that's the only thing I'm like, all right, well, that was meant to be. So I need to get a new one. Okay, my dear Jen, let's get into it with you. If you can just please close your eyes. I'm going to turn down this music a little bit. Nice, easy breaths in and out of your nose. Deep breaths and open your heart and palms up. And repeat to yourself, I release and I receive, just opening up your body to release densities and any dense negative energy around you as your guides and guardians, your angelics come in. And just let that feel into your entire body. Just concentrate on your heart center, your heart chakra, your life force energy as you breathe, bringing through the air into your sinus passages, your throat, and your lungs, and distributing that energy throughout your whole body. Open up your hands and your feet chakras. And tell your entire energy body to soften and open up, and to receive the messages, guidance, information, validation, and advice coming to you through these messages. And do me a favor and just tap in with your root chakra and just imagine energy coming up, like your feet, no matter where they are, just imagine them being dug into some beautiful dirt, soil, earth of Gaia. Imagine that energy coming straight up from her body in and through your feet, and feel that growing in and through your feet and your legs all the way up and connecting to your root chakra. Like your root chakra is the seed, and sending that energy up into like the tree of your body through the rest of your chakras, just taking that energy all the way up and seeing yourself kind of grow with this energy through your limbs of a tree, and just taking all that energy through, just letting Gaia's energy come through your body to help open up and expand your energy field and allow for further clearing, connecting, and grounding through this reading and beyond. And another couple of deep breaths in and out of your nose. Again, I release and I receive. And there we go. Very good. Okay, ready. All right. Hope you're feeling good there, Jen.
I'm going to just tune
Whoops. What did I do?
Guidance. I'm just going to.
Sorry.
My client Darlene said
I
that
touched
this
my thing. 1 second. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, here we go. Getting your first card here, Jen. The archetypes. We got the self. So, chunk of cards didn't take long. The self. Really pretty card. Card number 29, the self. So let me grab my book and I found the self. Okay, there we go. The soul, the witness, the watcher. The self is the prism that allows the spectrum of our personalities to radiate. It does not judge, prohibit, suppress, or oppress any of its parts, as it lovingly knows that all aspects have a time and a place, and leads us to experience the full breadth of life's offerings. The self is the central abiding container, the awareness of the infinite universe of possibilities. When this card appears, it's a call to step back into witness consciousness, to observe yourself navigating the world. Ask yourself, am I the chef? In most situations, our ego draws us into the cauldron where we swirl, spin, and smolder in chaos. Yet the self is a graceful culinary dancer, watching, waiting, as the spectrum of ingredients become the flavor of our life. Look in the mirror for 30 seconds or more. Attempt to see the you behind the you. Oh, wow, that is so funny. Okay, so you know how I said that I do these daily channelings and memes, and what the one that came to me today was about soul gazing. And that's what exactly that is looking at yourself in the mirror, in your eyes in the mirror, and what that does. Attempt to see the you behind the you. Okay, when light, witnessing, accepting new aspects of self. When dark, disjointed, fatigue, diffused energy and purpose. Go deeper. Watch Robert, I think that's it. Yeah, Robert Bly read Kabui's poem, This Clay Jug. And it's no surprise that two central mantras in the yoga tradition concern themselves with the self-experiment. With Soham, I am that, and Satnam, true identity. And if this card is perplexing for you, you are on the right track. It challenges us to expand our sense of identity beyond the little self, and the ego resists such movement. Yeah, it does. Okay, my dear. So I'm definitely picking up here that you are coming from, like it says, there's this spectrum, and it feels like the prism, the spectrum of energy. And what I'm picking up on here is that it feels like instead of a spectrum, we have kind of just like these two sides. The side that's like wanting to be lighter and open and expand and integrate and whatever all these things are that you may hear of. And then the other side that feels very heavy and stuck and kind of like in the dark. I'm not saying that it's dark, but it's like being in the dark and not knowing what direction to go into. But having that internal knowing and understanding that you need to learn more about the self, more about yourself, more about getting that prism to kind of, activate. So there's definitely energy clearing that needs to take place. And I guess you've looked into that. But aside maybe from like personal like meditations and things like this, like I'm not seeing that you've done, or at least maybe not in a while, but it feels like some energy work definitely needs to take place here to clear out some energy. So what's going on with that? Like, have you been thinking about it? You've been looking into it? Because there's something, it's like this is coming. This kind of like this thing it feels very like opening up. See that like that energy there? And honestly, it's like when I tapped in with you and when I was hearing like what to do with you, it was very kind of like, that's why we did the whole like connect with Gaia and the whole like little tree thing, because there was this like resistance block thing going on. So yeah, this is definitely. And what's really interesting here is like that's what it's like, because you see the person is like in silhouette, but the person is dark. Like there's like it's like, and that again is not to say that you're dark. It's just to say that there's this, where it's this, all of this is on the outside, but it kind of needs to get in reverse. But to do that, we need to clear space within the body. So, oh, wow, that was really accurate. Yeah. So I'm happy to hear that. That's definitely what I'm picking up on here. This whole like you're definitely ready for this stage. Like I feel that you've gotten to a point of assimilating, of bringing in information about being an empath and energy, and to a certain extent, I don't know what you've done so far, but whatever you've done so far has been enough to make you kind of go, oh, is this why blank, 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 fill in the blank, I feel this way, things are this way, etc., etc. And the answer is yes, it is. And I think it's kind of like peeling off, the wallpaper, and it's just like more of the picture comes into focus and into frame as you peel away the wallpaper, and you see that it's kind of everything, and you just can pay attention to a little bit at a time. But there does come a point where you recognize, oh, there's this whole thing happening. And in order to get in there really well and clear and heal and stuff, that's you have to do this deeper work, especially as an empath and a light worker, because you are more absorbent. You do hold on to energies. There's cords that need to be cut, I'm hearing too. Like, see these lines and what they're going to, like how they're all going out. You can see this either way, coming in or going out. The way that I'm seeing this now, when we're talking about cord cutting is like energy going out. And that's what a cord is. It's your life force energy going out of the body and connecting to a person, a place, a situation, a traumatic event, energy of one form or another. All energy is live and eternal and lives forever until it's transmuted in some way, shape, or form. So you have these cords. I'm feeling they go back. There's some separation type situation in your childhood that caused a real fracture energetically, this like traumatic type, like the bottom falling out type of thing where with another person, a maternal figure, and most likely, or some type of something there. Definitely something there without, getting, this isn't a private, we're not in private. So I'm not going to get too into specifics here, but there's something definitely there that is kind of wrapped its way around a lot of other things and caused, it's like, when there's a line, it wraps on one thing, then it gets caught on another thing, gets caught on another thing, it gets caught on another thing. Yeah. So there's definitely some of that happening. And it goes back to this, it's anchored in this energy because it creates, like when we have a serious traumatic event as a child, it can do different things to us. It just really depends, but it can definitely cause this like fissure where that energy just, it will attract similar energy, especially if it's not healed. So you can even have gone to, I'm hearing like, oh, but therapy, what about therapy? Well, tell me, what about therapy? I'm not saying therapy is a bad thing. Talk therapy is a bad thing. But the thing with therapy is that it feeds the energy and doesn't eliminate the core situation, why it's there, why you have these triggers, this trauma, this event, what it was. However, if you have done that work, so I believe that therapy is great sometimes for just identifying things, because sometimes we don't even know, or we don't recognize that certain events in our lives were a thing that happened that was really traumatic because we lived it. We're like, just, we can say, well, yeah, that was fucked up, but yada, 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 and not recognize, the everything, associated with that. And that's where therapy comes into play. But therapy is not designed to release that energy. It's designed to identify it and work on it. But feeds that monster, if you will. So a lot of that's happened, I'm feeling as well, which is like, again, it's not a bad thing, but that has run its course. And so you have this like abundance, like I'm feeling stacks of this energy. It's like, I've been through this shit before. It's here. So, it's like that. And so the answer to that is to cut cords. So please check out my website, go to my shop, download my free ebook on cord cutting, the importance of cord cutting. Even if you're aware of cord cutting, please, the guidance is just read my book, and please listen to the companion podcast, and please do your inventory and schedule a time to do the cord cutting. Listen to the channeled guided meditation before, so because people tend to be kind of apprehensive, so it's good to listen to it beforehand so you know where you're going. That will definitely help. Also, my meditation for rebirthing and integrating the inner child will be extremely beneficial for you. You might need to do that one a couple times too, because that people tend to be apprehensive in that one as well, because it has to do with the whole inner child thing. But it is extremely healing and clearing and so empowering for you. Basically take on the responsibility of being the caretaker of your child, and it transfers, the energy transfers from your parents or guardians to you in a very, very real way. This whole that eternal child card that you saw there, that is like, that's where, when you can tap into that on such a deeper level, because that integration with the inner child is like up here. It's not like buried down there. Still doing shadow work for sure. Therapy is also, yeah, right, exactly. So it's, yeah, therapy definitely, you know, isn't the ticket. It's definitely energy work that needs to be done. And if you're guided to work with me personally, please check out my website and the different things that I do. The Evolve Now program would be really great for you. It's the deepest of healing and coaching as well. So there's that. But if not with me, then I would definitely, you know, follow your guidance to at least, you know, doing those meditations. I would start with that, and then see where you're led after that, whether it's working with me or another shaman, or even if it's just Reiki. That would be helpful to start to get into the energy body and start to lift, because you have to see it like a sponge, like you're a sponge, and all of this energy's just been absorbed and there and for a long time, and it needs to be released and transmuted so you can raise your vibration, so you can go from that light dark, like in the shadows, in the dark kind of thing, and get into, you know, letting this energy be able to come in. It's literally physics. Like, it's not about desire, it's about energy. We can want to be a certain place physically, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, but until we actually move energy to do these things, nothing will happen. Literally, we can use tools like herbs and essences and oils and crystals and nature in general, water and fire and earth and air, to help us with that. And those tools are designed to do that, but it needs to go beyond that. And this is why people like me, shamans and energy healers, have existed throughout creation, to be able to help people with this, because it's a thing that we need to do. It's just in our society, in our time, you know, frame, it just, you know, it got locked away so people wouldn't come into their true power, basically. Because if we all did that, just imagine how different this world would be. Seriously. So, yeah. Okay. So there's that, my dear. Let's get into the crystal medicine oracle. Oh. Guess we got a card. Oi. Ancestor Healing. Ancestor Healing with Tree and Amber, card number 1. So definitely representing, if you see that DNA strand there. So this is like, not only are you dealing with this lifetime energy, and if you were here from the beginning, which I'm not sure if you were, I talked about closer to the beginning of this feed about, I think that was that you that asked that question? Now I'm kind of spacing. About reincarnation. I went into this whole thing about it. So anyhow, like I mentioned way back then, 2.5 hours ago, probably, about dealing with energies and situations in these lifetimes that, you know, extend through our DNA, through our own soul. And because I know what I know, when I see ancestor healing, I consider my own soul story and me and my past and previous lives, like I'm my own ancestor. We have to see ourselves in that way. I don't think that people really see that. I think they see like, oh, ancestor is other, but we're connected to, but we are that other we're connected to, and that ripples through and into these lifetimes. And we're in this time frame and these lifetimes at the turn and the change of consciousness and understanding upon Gaia. So those of us that are incarnate are here to not only work with Gaia and our guides and help humanity advance, but we're here to help the overall web of energy that we're all connected to, that's in those lower vibrations from generations past. And it's a lot. It's a big burden. I guess you could say it's a sacrifice, because the first part of our lives, whether it's 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years that we carry these energies that are kind of locked away from us. Even though we carry them, we feel them energetically, we don't know what they are, that they exist, what they're connected to, until we do. And to get there, we have to go through this process of releasement, of receiving, of clearing, of grounding, of connecting, of getting getting information, of acquiring the tools that are going to help us unlock these things, and so on and so forth. So this is another one of these like rungs in the ladder, if you will, this information coming to you now. So anyway, before I get into the book, let's take another look here at Ancestor Healing with this tree and with Amber, and Amber representing... Amber is so cool because it is what, like 330 or something million years old, comes from the sap of the most ancient trees, which take us through lifetimes that we're connected to within and upon Gaia. So Amber is a really connecting type of crystal to have and to use. Where's the book? Okay. Yes, that was me. I'm like, now what is she talking about? I said so much. A few months ago, I started to get what seems like flashbacks of past lives. Yeah, you can get that, and they'll come through in dreams, sometimes really, really in detail, or just flashes, or just know, or in like a plant ceremony, definitely. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, and getting into your Akashic is definitely like on the horizon. But let's get in here. Card number 1. There we go. Ancestor Healing, Tree and Amber. Ancestor Healing. We hold and carry the lessons and wisdom of our family in our blood and bones, and it is held deeply within our DNA. Tribes from the beginning of time would pray for the 7 generations, both past and present, to assist them in healing the bloodline. Just as we have our own karma to balance and our own lessons to learn, we also hold and carry those of our ancestors, patterns and unresolved physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual issues that can be handed down through the family line or the soul line, our own soul. So both intertwined, that we bring in to these lifetimes before we're even like a person. You know what I mean? We bring this in with us. And again, like I said, it can, in these lifetimes, it's definitely more than we ever had to handle and to deal with and to carry and to clear and heal from. For sure. Okay, but we wouldn't be here if we couldn't do it. Number 1, we just need to allow for that to come through so we can, handle that and be open to and receiving how we're meant to do that. That work. Okay. This medicine is a strong sign you are currently undergoing some powerful healing related in your ancestors. Pulling this card can represent that the current challenges in your life could be directly linked to your family and your family's karma. Like I talked to you about with the self card, like I already picked up on that. All this wisdom that your ancestors have discovered also runs deep within your bones. It is time for you to bring awareness to your current challenges, as there is a large possibility they could be hereditary. Once you understand and discover the roots of this karma, deep healing will begin. Your ancestors are always with you, looking out for you, guiding and loving you from the other side. And they are here today to let you know you're not alone. If you have been thinking about a certain family member that has passed, this can be a sign that they are with you. And also, sometimes we need to cut cords from people who have passed. That doesn't mean we won't be connected to them anymore. It means also the same thing that means in this dimension, which is it really clears a lot of energy between the two people and allows for just like the good stuff to come through, especially for those who have crossed over. So if you have, for yourself or anybody else listening, if you have a situation where you have a family member or a loved one, a friend, whomever that crossed over and there was like unresolved issues, or you still have pain, there's still shame or judgment or guilt or trauma there associated with anybody who's crossed over, and you feel like there's not much you can do about that, that's not true. You can definitely cut cords. You can definitely bring them in and work with that energy to disconnect from those energies that kind of pass through the veil that are still connected, and really clear that out. Okay, moving on. Medicine tree. One of the best medicines ever is tree medicine. Oh my God. Trees are another power medicine of Earth, and our connection runs deep. We would not be able to breathe and exist on Earth if it was not for our interconnectedness with trees. They are the guardians of the land. Excuse me. And they have a spirit and consciousness that is very much alive. Trees also hold the wisdom and stories of our ancestors. The Druids understood the magic of the trees and worked powerfully with them. Each tree has its own energy or medicine, that when understood can be utilized for healing on many levels. Trees are also the vortex by which to travel to the shamanic energy worlds, allowing us with intention and spiritual practice to enter into the lower, middle, and upper worlds. When we pass, we dissolve back into the earth with all of our memories and knowledge. The roots of the tree are within the earth. So by connecting to the trees, we connect to the ancient wisdom of our ancestors and our soul selves and everything else connected to it. I was also reminded, let's not forget again that when we did our little connection to start you off, we did this whole thing with tree energy and you being tree energy and all of that stuff. So you get tree. No. Crystal, amber. Amber is the blood of a tree and connects us to the blood of our ancestors. Like I said, that is like takes us through, timeline after day. I mean, just like millennia of timelines. Amber. Excuse me. Hold on one second. It draws out disease from the body, which means negative energy. It helps draw out negative energy from the body. It invokes wisdom. Ceremony. Find a powerful tree with which you feel a connection. Sit with your back against the tree. Become aware of the spirit of the tree and take a few minutes to connect with it. Call upon the spirits of your ancestors. Feel their presence. Connect into what you are going through with your current challenges. If you haven't been going through any challenges, take this time to ask your ancestors to share some wisdom with you that can help you in life. Take a moment to connect, welcome them, and take this time to communicate whatever you need to share and be open for their response. See yourself handling these issues see yourself handing these issues back to your ancestors, which they will receive with an open heart and then heal with love and awareness. Your ancestors will hand you healing energy and the wisdom that has been understood from this challenge. Receive this energy and wisdom and place it in your heart. Thank your ancestors. So basically what I'm hearing with this, and make sure you mark the time on this video so you can go back and listen back to that or to the whole thing. But what I was hearing with this is to that doing this ceremony will help you. They'll be basically helping you to clear and connect, but to give you kind of next steps, like the guidance on how to go about doing what we talked about doing here. Aside from what I already told you about the cord cutting, that other meditation, there's a series of 4 meditations that I did right around that. So it's like episodes 121 of my podcast to 124. So look into all of those, but especially the I would say the inner child and the body love, aside from the cord cutting, is what I would start you off with. So please check that out. Okay. I'm pretty sure I was my own great grandmother too. I remember my dad when he was a child. I'm having a lot of problems with these memories or visions. That's really, honestly, honey, very unlikely. You could be getting visions from your great grandmother to let you know that you're here. Sometimes it's confusing what we get, but it's pretty rare for that to be the case. That's not connecting for me. It's more like your ancestor is reaching out to you and letting you know in that way. Yeah, because I don't think that that's the case. Yeah. It feels more like, we're talking about ancestors. There's the ancestors, and then there's like our own past lives. I don't feel that, what I'm getting here from that is that it feels like it's a connection trying to come to you, and you're being projected visions, maybe to help make a connection. Sometimes it's really ambiguous how that happens, and can be confusing, especially if we're not like fully clear on things, and we're not picking up why we're getting what we're getting. It can be very confusing, and we just kind of like, I get a lot of people that come to me and they think a lot of certain very specific things is why they're having certain situations, and a lot of the time they're off, to be honest with you, because they see things a certain way. They're not seeing like all the other things or the different components of why they're experiencing things spiritually, physically, within visions, with energy, and all sorts of other stuff too. So, just, letting you know. So, I'm hearing that writing is definitely something that is good for you to do, or that you do. More like journaling, but automatic writing would be something to really get into for you. And you can kind of knock out two birds with one stone. If you get into that fire ceremony that we talked about with Karen, and we were told this is for everybody. So that's being reiterated to you for the fire ceremony. And that, spark the creativity, the passion, that inner child business. But very specifically, there's something there about like, aside from just general art and whatever you may be guided to do, that having the intention to do some automatic writing would be really good, because there's going to be some things that come through that are going to be helpful for you there. And I do believe that is it. Oh, and lastly, I'm hearing definitely look into getting amber. So an amber ring, something, if you could wear amber, an amber necklace, an amber ring, amber earrings, amber bracelet, would be really good for you. It'll help you connect, more with that tree energy, help with, bringing up and out energies, because it feels like it's really layered, really, really layered. So anything to help that out. Definitely burn sage, Palo Santo, get as many crystals as you can around you. Use water energy, fire energy, nature walks, all that good stuff. Just get into any and all of it as you're guided. Okay, Jen, any last comments or questions here before we move on? I'm going to go ahead and take a picture here for you. And I will email all you guys your pictures to the email associated with your PayPal or however you did your donation, unless you tell me otherwise. Anything else? I believe Roberto is up next. I can recite that last thing she said to him because I didn't think so either, but I have no idea. Well, that's just that's something to keep open to get more information on in the future. I'm just telling you what came to me just real quick. It was like an outside of you energy as soon as I read that. And I'll just it's just either I'll know, it's either one way or another when I hear stuff. So that's just what came to me. But it's like you have to sort stuff out for yourself, regardless of who's telling you what. You know what I mean? Like, you're very welcome. You almost bought an amber ring today. Are you serious? Well, there you go. you need to go back and maybe get that amber ring or get something else. But yeah, most definitely. You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. Okay. Yeah, definitely get that ring. That's hilarious. That is pretty funny. All right. Let's get into it here. And this will be the last one. So anybody, I'm gonna definitely close this. No more readings for today. Thank you. Let's put that up here. Okay, because I'm getting hungry. What do you know? All right. Thank you so much, Jen. Let me know how that goes. Please do, download that ebook, listen to the podcast, and do all that stuff. I guarantee you're gonna start to feel much better and start to clear this stuff up. And please reach out to me personally if I can be of assistance to help you one-on-one. Check out my website for the plethora of services that I offer. Oh my gosh. I love bay leaves so much. I love them in my water, by the way, people. Bay leaves in your water is delicious. Oh, you do meat. Yeah, I don't do meat. But aside from that, it sounds good. Oh, a Subway veggie does sound really good. What time is it? Oh, that's not going to happen tonight. My local Subway closes at 7. Okay, let me clear out these cards and we'll get into your question. My dear Roberto. Oh, I need music back. That's better. Okay. So let's see how you wrote here. Relationship outlook. What do I need to work on before taking a step forward, making myself vulnerable, open? I have not been in this position where I'm starting fresh, seeking a partner to be passionate. What do you mean you have not been in this position where I'm starting fresh? I'm not sure what you mean by this. I have not been in the position where I'm starting fresh, seeking a partner to be. You just mean you haven't been ready and you want to know how to get ready to be open to somebody? Is that what you mean? Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. Okay, gotcha. So you want to know how to start proceeding forward to opening up to being in a position to have somebody in your life again, and like the steps you can take to get there. Pretty sure that's what you mean. Okay, sounds like a very good question, Roberto. Very good question. I have a couple of my own ideas, but let's see what Spirit says. For shiggles. Let's look to the cards. Alignment. See if I'm already picking stuff up. I don't need to use card information, but it definitely makes it a whole other, situation when you do use cards. And, there's things that you can show to another, could show to somebody, but they're not necessary. Man, these cards are stuck together. Look at this. Wowsies. Got it. Okie dokie. Let's do it. I keep thinking I see a somebody walk under the table, but nobody's there. Okay. Roberto, do me a favor. Now it's your turn. 3 hours, 4 minutes, 44 seconds into this. We have 3 people here. 3. Really? I just still have 3 likes? What's up with that? All right. Whatever. Eyes closed, please. Couple of deep breaths in and out of the mouth, palms up. Let's tap into your heart center, your heart chakra. And your heartbeat and your heart light and your life force. And let's just feel that as the glowing infinite love light that is within your heart center and your soul. And I'm being told to have you think of that cord of energy that connects you to your higher self, your highest aspect, your soul self, within the crystalline tree of souls. Just imagine this cord from your body going up to however you may envision or imagine that or tap into it to really like bring in that energy. And just allow yourself to float up from there and just raise your connection and awareness and drop anything that's heavy. Just release and let it go. Really seeing your energy like up high, like around, like in the atmosphere with air and clouds, and just allowing this energy to pass around you. And then lastly here, paying attention to your connection with Mother Earth Gaia, the moon. So tap in with like full moon energy, totally illuminated. And then lastly, the sun. And see that trio and feel their energy coming in and to and through you from that higher perspective. Energy all around you from Gaia and the atmosphere. Energy coming through the moon and the sun, however you're seeing and connecting to this. And just bring that into your body and your field. Again, I release and I receive. Open to your guides and guardians, your entire spirit tribe to bring you information, guidance, motivation, advice, and validation for now and into the future. And lastly, feel your guides and guardians coming in and close around you. Welcome them in to feel their divine love and support. Okay, here we go. Ah, there's my 4th like. I like it. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, here we go, my dear. Hopefully you're feeling good. I'm definitely vibrating. It was really cool to get high with you. Interesting energies coming through there. Very interesting energies coming through there. feeling a little need for some balancing divine masculine and feminine energies. But again, let's see what the cards say. And just those energies coming in to help balance you just generally. And there is our card. We got the vow. So the vow coming through your very first card here. Whoops, wrong book. That's not going to get me anywhere. Vow is pretty intense energy. Let me go. I need to L15%. 173. Ah, there we go. Ooh, that felt better than a quick high. I know, right? It's pretty cool. Yeah, that was it was an interesting clearing and an interesting charge there with you. That's for sure. And here we have the vow. Okay, the promise, the oath, the contract. When the vow is spoken, the air shifts, karmic ties are formed, and destiny tilts on its axis. Our words and intentions have immense power, like we talked about earlier. There is a reason the great mythic stories of our past often include the recitation of oaths and the mixing of drops of blood as a mark of union. The tricky part is that reciting the vow, no matter how casually, activates the eternal and unseen forces of the world. The ancestors bear witness, the laws of nature respond. These promises cannot be unsaid or forgotten. So breaking them can leave lingering complexities and loose ends. This card calls us to acknowledge the vow we are living by, consciously or unconsciously, and either recommit to it or create a ritual that signifies its closure. You've been underestimating the power of your promises. When light, bearing witness to the shift towards destiny. When dark and conscious vows, unkept promises, messy karma. And go deeper, learn the yamas, the 5 vows of the seeker. And anytime the energy of the vow is present, we are in the archetypal realm of ceremony and ritual. That means time stands still and anything is possible. Think of the last promise you made. Was it to yourself or another? Has it been upheld or broken? Okay, you are amazing. Oh, you're so sweet. So are you. And you picked up what it was. Oh, here. It was funny because I put myself in the atmosphere and drop an anchor down to Mother Earth. Picture a beam of from moon to sun. Ah, okay. That makes sense. Well, if you got those visions to do that, where did that come from? You see, like, why did that even come to you? Clearly, these energies, the moon, the sun, and Gaia, and along with this card of the vow. And, this is pretty deep, given what we already knew coming into this reading for you. Talked about not being in a place to move forward. You lost your wife. And that is a vow that remains very much active, an energy card, if you will. We've been talking, this always comes up, doesn't it? Always comes up in one way or another for people. And this, my dear love, is definitely a thing with you. You see these hands holding together? So basically what I'm hearing is we need to shift from this to this. So there needs to be a releasement. You still, I'm hearing, have felt very committed to your wife, very committed. And it's a beautiful thing. It's making me really emotional. So give me a second. You guys still have a very deep connection, and that really hasn't shifted much. Your energy around it has shifted to a point, of letting time pass and feeling into life without her and, all that kind of stuff. But it's very much still active, as this bout is talking about. Yeah. So when you're ready, like I talked about earlier, we can cut cords with people that are no longer with us in the various ways that they're no longer with us. And let me sort this out here. It hasn't been time yet, but you definitely you're approaching. It's like the shore. It's like you can see the shore. It's a couple miles ahead. Like you can finally see it. Like you've been in the sea with no land around you. And that's been okay because that's the way it's needed to be. Been a little rocky at times, but for the most part, just kind of feeling the energy and what this is like in this new space. But you still, all the while, even though it may not look like it the entire time, you were moving closer to the shore. I'm being shown here, and you are seeing it approach. It's a couple miles out, like it's there. And you're like, okay, then how do I, make it to land again? This kind of thing, like putting my feet on land and moving forward. Because when you're in the ocean, you're floating, and definitely being guided back to land, from the ethereal connection, spiritual connection, to the physical, getting into the physical again. So definitely going back and talking about the rituals, and you asked that question earlier about that. So there's a couple things here that are coming through for you. One would be to do some writing about how you're feeling today about the situation here with your wife and her being gone, but not, and still having that connection, and having the intention of. And it's not about breaking the vow. It's about recognizing that no matter what, there's still going to always be that connection, but you're in a new place here in the real world that needs to be able, and that needs to be honored. And it's about, turning the page and releasement energetically of energy ties that make it so other energies can't come in. That whole thing where two things cannot occupy the same space. There you go. That's basically how that works. So this is no matter this dynamic, this situation happens with a lot of people, no matter how a separation or a breakup may go down. Because if a person wasn't, on board with somebody leaving, they're resisting that separation and holding on even harder and stronger to that energy connection. And that in so many ways makes it so that energy, so the energy doesn't transmute, and you are like, I'm just like stuck in that space until you're not, that sort of thing. So it's about transitioning that energy into a new space. So the writing, like we talked about earlier, writing things out, talking about your intentions, that you do want to get closer to shore, you do want to open up, you do want to take the steps to put yourself in a position to being open to somebody coming into your life whenever the time is right, that sort of thing. And then definitely again consider the reading my book on cord cutting and doing a cord cutting session with your wife. And it won't make your connection go away. It'll just shift the energy to a place where you need it to be right now, if that makes sense. Okay. I'm doing a reading right now, so yeah, sorry. Okay, so there's definitely that's definitely coming through first here. And I'm also hearing here, your guides, your spirit tribe, your guides and guardians, they're in full support of where you're at. It's like there's something there about like, is this okay? Has it been enough time? Should I get into this place? Is this like, these questions possibly that you've been asking or thinking about? And yes, they're going, yeah, it's all exactly the way it is. You haven't not spent enough time or spent too much time. You're exactly where you need to be to go through all this. Oh, you're welcome. You got me emotional. I'm sorry, honey. But it's good to be emotional. I'm not sorry, honestly. This is an emotional thing. It's deep. It really is. There's a lot of energy here, and like I got emotional. I had to like calm that down because I felt it all. It's very intense, but it's very loving. It's very real. It's very pure. It's very deep. It's very intense. Your connection is all of those things, and it's a difficult thing to be in the physical with that when you have that, and it's so that's still very real, but it's not obviously the same anymore. So you have to go through this process of where there's a how do I want to put it? There's like the opposite of integration is a separation energetically. And depending on how things go down, those processes take time for us to manage and handle. We do it in stages and levels and layers and slivers and all sorts of stuff. And it's not linear. It's back and forth. And if you feel that way and that whole like ocean thing, it's like I'm really picking up on that. And sometimes you were with the moonlight, and sometimes it was with the sunlight, and sometimes it was more like an eclipse. And you've just been through kind of all of these cycles with it a few times. And each time it's been different. And I think that that's where you're at now. This is like the fourth cycle that I'm hearing, that you're going through this now. And it's a very different feel than it was the first cycle. And I think that I think that you understand what I'm talking about with this. Like, I think that you're like, that you get that. You're like, yeah, that's exactly like what it is. And now it's like, oh, this is like you, like maybe a couple cycles ago, you're like, I know that is going to come. And in one hand, it's like I resist it coming. And the other hand, you're like, I really want that to be here already kind of thing. And that's what makes for that like non-linear progress that just kind of swirls and goes up and down and here and there. But again, I keep seeing this vision of getting close to the shore. It's not like right there, but it's close. It's not going to take much to continue to move forward. Just be patient with yourself. You are guided. And in no way, shape, or form, if you're thinking or asking to yourself, do I need to lose her? Do I need to disconnect completely? Is she gonna be gone? Like, I know that this is like, like this fear that you have because you don't want that. And that's not part of it at all. It's different than that. It's just about making space. And without getting into too much detail, and if you want a private read with me, we can get into more private messages for you. I will say that she is in full support of that. And I will leave it at that. My guys sent me the video clip of boats and hoes. Oh, boats and hoes. Yes. Oh my God. God, that is one of my favorite movies. That is one of my favorite movies. Step Brothers. And that, I just friggin' love that movie so much. Yeah, let's set it up because I am picking up on more stuff here. It's just, it's private, it's personal, it's, what I'm saying, but she's definitely with you and wants this progress for you. Let's move on to the Crystal Medicine Oracle. This is really deep. This is really, really deep, but really lovely at the same time. Like you have a lot of support. There's a lot of love. There's just, it's all goodness. It really is. I know that it's been really hard. I know there's been a lot of dark, feelings, just, all that kind of stuff, but it's not, it's just the process, Oh, I can't. I literally cannot. These freaking cards today, I swear to God. Can't make it up. So you got challenge with this seashore and lightning. Really bringing in exactly what I was thinking. And this is challenge. This is energy. This is lightning. But there's that shore I was talking about. So you're going to be here. You are going to be here soon. You are being guided in this way. There is so much energy. There is that energy around you. Challenge is not a bad thing. It has been challenging. If it's like, well, if there's one word, challenge is definitely the word. It has in so many ways, but it's evolving. The challenge is evolving, and it's going to be a different set of challenges coming up because now there's just like this a really new frequency and vibration that's going to take place within your body on a molecular level. So to help yourself out with this would really be considering energy work, clearing, grounding, working at a deep level. Again, to reiterate, yo, I'm here. So is anybody else that you're guided to, yourself, doing the healing meditations that I do. But, again, starting off with those, with cord cutting and those things. But let's get into this. This is really funny with this. This card. I see coming in like a storm ready to party. Well, not really. I mean, it's just if you look at it, look at the water. Like it's calm ocean. It's just energy with this lightning. Oh, and the crystal is fulgurite. So let's do what we've done before with fulgurite. So we can take a look at that. So yeah, so once again, if you take a look here at the beach scene, it's not a crazy, stormy sea. It really isn't. It is, I mean, there's a lot of times there's just electricity and energy in the atmosphere, especially above the ocean, cracking lightning all the time without there actually being a storm. So this is really more of this energy, talking about this lightning energy. And then let's look up fulgurite. Oh, so that's right. Fulgurite is basically when lightning hits sand, it creates this crystal, fulgurite. That's what it is. Because I've seen this card. I have worked with this card before. Oops, a few times. So that's what fulgurite is. So when you think about it, it's about two different elements coming together and creating a third. And that is essentially what needs to happen here. Sounds like a boring chance. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I think I'm missing the joke there. Sorry. But anyway, let me read. Yeah, what are you talking about? Card number 5. 5 also pointing to change. Okay, so let's get into it here. You have called this card into your awareness today as you are currently going through a challenge. Many people mistakenly view a challenge as being a negative experience. However, challenges provide enormous opportunities for personal growth and change. Challenges highlight the boundaries of opportunity, the places where you can pinpoint the lessons and learn from them. If you don't have challenges in your life, you won't have growth. Have you been feeling challenged by a person or situation? Does the same challenge keep coming up for you? Have you been looking at a challenge in a negative light? Are you trying to fight yourself in your current challenge? When a challenge is at hand, it's important to meet it with an open mind and heart. This challenging that doesn't make any sense. This challenge is teaching you something about yourself. So ask yourself the question, what can I learn from this? What is this challenge showing me? How can I do things differently? It's time to embrace the energy of challenge in your life and know that if you don't get the lesson now, it will come back as a bigger challenge later. You are being invited to stop running from the challenge and embrace it with love and acceptance. In this place, you will grow strength and courage and a stronger sense of yourself. Growth is not always easy, and you can certainly experience some growing pains. However, soon you will feel blessed by this renewal of your spirit. Exactly. In the face of challenge and change, there is a need to hold on to the old as a safeguard. But when you can let go, surrender, and let love in, amazing things will happen. This is not the time to be comfortable. It is a time to embrace the challenge and connect deeply to the wisdom it is showing you. Lightning medicine. Lightning occurs when a very potent electricity caused by buildup of energy in the clouds is discharged. Shamans believed that when the elements were in balance, a storm would be created and lightning would strike to clear the way, to refresh and restore energy back into its natural state of being. If a tribal medicine man or woman went out into the mountains and was hit by lightning and survived, it was a sign they were a powerful healer. Lightning represents the power of the universe and the path to enlightenment. It holds the power to clear away the old and spark new creative and spiritual awareness. It's time to invite the energy of lightning into your world to assist you in this potent time of change. That sounds exciting. And fulgurite crystal. Fulgurite helps to embrace change. It holds the energy of lightning. It is also a mover and shaker of energy. Ooh, very good. And I'm hearing it'll also very much help attract to you exactly those who you are meant to connect with in the various ways through your, this new period of your life, that sort of thing. Okay, and ceremony. Find some time to sit and relax. Work with a piece of fulgurite if you have some. Close your eyes and drop into a deep meditation. Visualize yourself sitting on the top of a mountain in an electrical storm. Ooh, that's exciting. I like that. Know you are safe and protected. Feel the energy of the lightning around you. Call upon the spirit of the lightning to come and assist you in your current challenge and positive change. When you feel like the energy has dispersed, come back to the present moment. Thank the lightning spirits for your renewal. Oh, I love that. I'm getting those visuals. Oh, I might have to do that. I might need to take that and piggyback off of that because that sounds really good. Better than, I've read that before, but this sounds really good to me right now. I would definitely suggest finding a place outside. And if you could do this also at night, I'm seeing you at night outside. If you have an open space or by a tree, that's even better. Really feel the air element. So you can feel that lightning energy come through that for you. What did you say here? Sounds like a boring. Oh yeah, I still don't understand what that means. Nice. Okay. So yeah, so that lightning energy, to use that lightning energy again, if you don't have fulgurite, don't wait until you get some. Just tap in, look at those pictures of fulgurite. It's friggin' awesome. I want to get some. And do that ceremony. I'm hearing to have you do this before any of the other meditations that I talked about previously. This will just help really clear, just really clear things out for you to get that going, because there is apprehension there, and your guides are going to be giving you a lot of charge and energy for this. And you'll see when you come out of the other side how much lighter you'll feel. You'll really feel fantastic just with this, but also like this in the process of the cord cutting. So definitely, just work on bringing those energies in and around you so you can get to that. Definitely doing it tonight. I sit outside almost every night to admire the moon. Oh, that's wonderful. Good. So yes, do that tonight. And then download my book on cord cutting, listen to those podcasts, and do that cord cutting meditation. You should, make your inventory. And the ebook explains how to do that. You'll get a list of people or situations in which you need to cut cords. So you just make that list up. I would say definitely the number one would be your wife. And again, you're in full support of doing this. It definitely is time. It needs to happen in the near future. And I would say if you could get to that before the end of the month, I would definitely, or the next, or the full moon coming up, I would definitely suggest doing that, or by the end of the month, or, there's different time frames coming up. So it'd be before the full moon, before the very end of the month. And then before the Lionsgate Stargate would be, things to consider, just because as time moves on, there's more energies coming in. So the sooner you can do this, you can really maximize on the activations and the energies coming in for you with these events. But that's totally completely up to you and your time frame and your guidance and all that good stuff. You'll know when, just to have the intention, just get the ball rolling, like download the ebook, read the ebook, listen to the podcast about it, listen to the meditation before doing it. These are all steps that will take you there. And then let me know if you want how that went. And of course, if you want to schedule a one-on-one to get deeper into messages, if that's what you're guided to do, mediumship really is one of my favorite things. I absolutely, I love doing that work. So let me see here if there's anything else. Again, just reiterating, I'm seeing again the writing, the automatic writing, the journaling, just talking about where you're at, just whatever came in, whatever I talked about that really connected with you, just pull that thread and write about it, and then consider doing like a burning ritual with things, just to that, again, like I talked to you about before, how that works. And I do think that's it. Also still dream a lot of situations I went through during my childhood, even though I have forgave and do not dwell on, but I feel at times I am tied to it. Yeah, for sure. So that would definitely come up as situational things, whether it's in regards to a person or a situation to cut cords with, but also that other meditation for rebirthing and integrating the inner child would definitely be one to look into, because any and all of that is density in the body. It's just, you think of it as like density, fog, haze, whatever is there that's in your field that makes it so the incoming has more static to get through. So anything that you can work on clearing energetically makes all of that so much lighter for incoming to get through. It's just, again, it's physics. We just can't see it, which makes it difficult, which is the challenging part. I can feel it within others. We can feel it in ourselves, but we cannot see it. And others cannot see it unless it's our behavior, our actions, our story, how things are playing out, the archetypes, and where we're at. And, with you, it's the vow, and that makes utter and perfect sense. And again, going from this energy to this energy is you're transitioning. You're right. You're in this middle pocket. You're in that in between of that. And the challenge is the energy to just get to the other side of this. It's a transitional period. And I'm hearing beginning with rituals, and something beginning with rituals to help through the transition, and the ending of a certain time frame needs to end with a ritual. So that would be the burning, the cord cutting. The cord cutting is very ritual. It's a very much a ritual in itself, because of where you're taken to, what you're guided to do within the body before we even get to the healing temple, what happens at the healing temple with spirit animals. And then you're, seeing all your guides and guardians there. It's just a truly magical, beautiful dimension that you're taken to. And it's just doing the one, just getting there the one time. But again, I really highly recommend listening to the journey. It's 90 minutes, and I think most people just dive right in. They don't listen, but whatever. I'm still required to say what really the way it should be is to listen to the meditation first so you know exactly where you're going, so you're not preoccupied with where you're going when you're in the meditation. Because of the nature of what you're doing there, people tend to think ahead, think back, like not be in the pocket of where they need to be. I call it being ahead in the canoe. Like, you know, think of a canoe and see a person in a canoe from like an aerial shot looking down, and try to have yourself in the center of the canoe and not leaning forward and not leaning back energetically, just going with the flow of it is the way it needs to go, especially in those meditations. And a lot of times they're leaning back or they're moving forward. They're like this because they're not comfortable in the space because they don't know what's happening or what's going to happen. And humans are really preoccupied with the need of knowing what's going to happen. It's like our biggest problem in life is I need to know what's going to happen. And that being very distracting. And in that space, that's a recipe for it's not going to work. Also, make sure it is a nighttime meditation because it's meant to help with healing and integrating that energy back into the body. Just make sure that you do it at night before bed, but not too close to your normal bedtime. Like get to it an hour to an hour and a half before you would normally go to bed so you don't fall asleep, because that's also a thing that can happen. Okay. Definitely going to need your support, and you've got it. If you want it, I am definitely here for you and here for it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Any other questions? I think that's it for you, my dear. I will take pictures of this and email to you. And please, again, like as guided, reach out to connect one-on-one, you and any and everybody else here. My 2 round oracles. These two go together so well. Definitely going to need to do one of these sessions again. Okay. So yeah, we're good. No questions. You're good. Hopefully, I know this is really, really deep. It was good. Very good. I hope you feel better. Hope you feel good with all of this. I am literally vibrating so intensely. Wow. Thank you, Infinity. Sending love, peace, health, and overall awesomeness and abundance to you all. Oh, thank you, Karen. I love you. I love you. How would one contact you to set up a private reading? Go to my website, thehealingbutterfly.org, and go to services and go to mediumship. There's psychic. What does it say? Psychic advice and mediumship. I also have my tarot and oracle. So it really depends on what you want to do. You can also check out my healing services. I have a new service called 3 Candles, Soul and Ascension Guidance, which really combines a few things, not mediumship, however, but just to let you guys know, it combines like ascension coaching, talking about what's going on, where you're at. It combines tarot and oracle, and it combines energy healing in the one session. I have 1, 2, and 3 hour sessions for that. It's not a mediumship. That's not a component of it. So it really depends on what you want, but it does check a lot of boxes there. And the ultimate in what I do and how I work with people would be the Evolve Now program. And that is for like the deepest level of healing, clearing, grounding, connection, and ascension work and coaching. You work with me over a week in a week of different sessions, and then monthly after that. Weekly after that for a month, I should say. So there you go. Anything else? I think we're done here. Any other questions? Oh, look at all that good stuff. Look at all the hearts and fairies and stars and dragons and flowers. I love it. Thank you so much. Good night. Thank you for being here, you guys. Thank you for making this really fun. I appreciate all of you who joined. If you can remember, once this video post, to leave a comment, that would be really helpful. That helps the algorithm, and all that good stuff. Yes, great energy. Love to you all. Have a wonderful and beautiful night, you guys. And anybody, please drop a line, a DM in my Instagram, or a email to let me know any progress with anything. And I will be getting that gathering, that Merlin art business going here pretty quick. So if you're not subscribed yet to my website, please subscribe. Please make sure that you're here as well. Subscribe so you get all the goodies for stuff coming up. And I will be on a regular basis going live. All right, guys. Mwah! I love you. Have a wonderful night. Sweet dreams. Thank you all to your guides and guardians, yours, mine, and ours, for helping me to connect to you guys and giving me the guidance for you. I'm always so blessed and grateful to do this work. So thank you to everybody. Mwah! Love you guys. See you later.